to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. That's including the ice wall. Cowboys down in the trenches. Goes down in the trenches. Plus more updates. Eagles week. Got to prepare yourself. Be ready, Cowboy Nation. Let's get ready. Be ready. And as this room fill up, do me another favor. Hit that like button. Share this content. Let that friend, that neighbor know where to go.
Read it. Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. Now, what should I say?
They say, put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. Baby! Yeah. Come on with it. One thing we all adore. Something worth dying for. Come on with it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on. Necessary. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Appreciate everybody for jumping in, rocking in with the nation. Shout out to everybody. Cowboys heading into week 1 versus the Super Bowl champs, Philadelphia Eagles. We trying to do our best to make sure that they have a difficult time to get things going. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight, or David just tripping. Yeah, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. Come on, Cowboy Nation. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. All right, so appreciate everybody, man. All is well. Okay, David. You know, you got to clean your ears. Just messing with you, David. I know you're a good champ. The Cowboys heading into week 1 versus the Dallas Cowboys versus the Cowboys. I think it is the Cowboys versus the Cowboys. But there are some situations and scenarios that the Cowboys – let me fix this over here. Boy. Yeah, talk to me. It's next Friday, 1, okay. 1-0 next Friday. That's where we'll be at. But let's listen to this right quick before I even say anything. I want to hear from the guy.
Man, I was getting my daughter some ice cream and just randomly just got the call. I was shocked. But once Jerry and all those guys called me, Schotty and everybody, it was just. I just felt wanted, you know what I'm saying? And, it's a blessing. I'm appreciative of it. I mean, just no nonsense. You're going to get a dog, somebody that, that's just all about football. And, I'm here to ball. I'm here to be my best self. And
George, down.
When I'm my best self.
Down, George.
So that's what I bring to the table. And I'm here to play my ass off. Man, so many great players, first and foremost.
Boy, the likes. Rome, man. I thought they were Rome talking, man. I thought I clicked on the wrong video. Yes, indeed. Cowboys fan talk is talking right now. I thought that I would listen to Rome for a second.
Man, just being out there in AT&T Stadium, I know the crowd going to be rocking. My boy Osa, we went to UCLA. I played with his older brother, Odor. So I get a chance to play with my boy, man. And now I'm just excited to meet the guys, meet all those guys and play with those guys and just break bread with them.
Well, we
And
are
Kenny,
proud
this is
proud to
Kenai.
have you here.
No, I'm
Proud to have
excited.
you in Dallas.
We're proud
I'm
to be
excited,
here. We're
man.
happy. We're excited.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I mean, first and foremost, just establishing myself by how I play, and just being myself. You know what I'm saying? Establishing myself as a leader, and I lead by example. I truly believe in being a pro and doing things the right way, and that's what I expect to come in and do.
All right, here we go.
Man,
okay,
let's do
sir.
it.
Let me
Yes, sir.
get me some of that. All right. Good morning.
I pride myself on being an all-around defensive tackle, but I mean I'm primarily a nose tackle. That's my bread and butter. That's what I've been playing since I was yay high. Yeah, I mean a nose tackle for sure.
Right.
Slide out to 3, pass rushing situations or wherever the case may be. But I mean wherever they put me, I'm gonna make plays. Honestly, I mean when it all comes down to stopping the run, it's all about physicality and setting edges. And I mean I think. As long as we doing our job as a defense, it all takes 11. It takes all of us understanding, how to stop the run, and it takes all of us holding each other accountable every day to know our responsibilities and to play the run, so we can be able to rush the passer. So I mean that's my goal is to be.
You say he want to play the run to rush the passer. Let me
Dog.
Let me froze it on a better face for him. All right, so I looked at film. I burned some tape. The video will be released as soon as we get off of this live. I just want to let you guys know that he is a technician. He bursts get upfield. Of course, I would show you now, but it had to be such a close shot that it's impossible for me to show you guys. We may run a quick one at the end of this video or at the end of the live stream. But what I want you guys to know is that now is the time to lock in and get focused in. The Cowboys got a very serious game on September the 4th. I get it. Michael Parsons was great for us when he was here. He would have been able to excel if he had a Kenny Clark next to him, but the money got in the way, and you know how money gets in the way, it muddies the water. The Cowboys definitely had enough money to afford both of these guys, of course, but I get it, right? When egos are crossed, then you have to go along this way, right? But neither here nor there. The Cowboys heading into 2025 season, I don't think that the Cowboys are in a rebuild. I think that the Cowboys are trying to figure out ways on their own. I think that they are trying to figure out ways to win by themselves on their own philosophy, and that's how this looks. But when you look at Kenny, my only reservations, we did a video last night on him late in the wee hours, and it was basically talking about what he can do and what he can't do. And the only reservation that we may have right now is that he did have a crazy drop-off. And I got to tell you guys the whole truth, not partials, right? He had a crazy drop-off because he broke his toe. And as a bigger body guy, north of 300 pounds, leverage, weight, distribution, and all of that stuff, those are things that play a very major role. So when you guys get a chance to look at tape, I'm sitting here telling you guys, well, it's good to fight through and continue to fight through injuries, but everyone have a reason. But results are what matter. You got to deliver the results. And let's listen to the rest of it.
To be a dog in the middle and, handle my business physically, but also having everybody understand what we need to do mentally and how we need to prepare in order to stop the run. Being my best self, I feel like when I'm at my best, I'm the best. So now I don't really got no numbers or nothing like that, but I just want to be my best self. Just doing things the right way. Just doing things the right way and leading by example. Running to the ball, coming in early, staying in late, focus on the playbook, focus on the task at hand, and just leading the guys and showing guys the way. Man, it's great, man. It's a historic franchise, man, I wouldn't want no other thing to be sent here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a chance to win a Super Bowl here, and that's all I can ask for. That's what I want to do. I want to bring a Super Bowl back to the Cowboys. I do so much work for my community, especially back home in California. We didn't have nobody like that growing up in my community, and I just want to be that. I just want to be that guy for those kids out there. You know, I love giving back to the kids, giving back to the community. Whether it's Christmas drives, you know, Thanksgiving drives or holidays and stuff like that. And I just started my own charter school back in California too. So.
All right, man. Hey, Dr. Umar.
I'm just always giving back to the kids and, you know, trying to help them get to the next level. Man, I mean, I get a lot of credit to my girl, Kalia, man. She takes care of the kids, and you know, she makes it easy for me, you know, to really focus on football, focus on everything I need to do off the field. And, you know, when I get home, I got two beautiful daughters that put a smile on my face. Ever since I've been traded, my daughters haven't stopped smiling. So it's a blessing, and it just shows, you know, this was the right move. So I'm excited.
No doubt, no doubt. That's Kenny Clark and playing for his daughters and fighting for the right thing. That's a great thing, and being able to establish a school. Those are all positives, man. You can't really find any negative out of that, right? And you shouldn't be looking for negative, Cowboy Nation. You know, we should be looking at this thing of how we can move forward and get things going. At the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, family man, Sean. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Let me see. Taco says Packers had a top 10 rushing defense with Kenny at the nose tackle. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, and with that being said, let's pull up the chart right here. Shout out to Kenny, though, man, and shout out to Zeke. I don't know why he keep pulling up. You know, Kenny Clark, Kenny. All right, and we're going to pull up his information right here. He's 6'3", 314, passer rushing grade. We normally don't go by grades or what have you. Gave him a 63. Run defense grade 57. He had 25 solo tackles. That's really good for an interior guy. He had 1 sack, 12 assists. He had from forced fumbles, 0 stops, 19, 1 sack, 28 hurries, 4 hits, 33 pressures. Okay, so that's what he was able to do. He played 259 defensive stops or snaps, I meant to say, and he played about 420 pass rushing snaps. So was it him or was it the system that he played in by watching a few tapes or what have you? The defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, they were ranked 12th in the National Football League. So they had a better defensive system. Now, let's see what they're going to do for the 2025 year. And they are in our conference. So by far, they are our direct competitors. We have lost to the Green Bay Packers in 2014. We are well aware of that. We had lost to them in 2016. We are well aware of that. And we had lost to them in 2023. So with that being said, it is a situation and scenario that they are not weaker right now. They are a little bit better by accumulating Michael Parsons. It is easier to find a plug inside versus finding a generational talented edge rusher. I get that. But the Cowboys looked at it from a money perspective, and we got to make sure that we make advantages of this money perspective collectively. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but I got to. It was a catch. Yeah. It was a catch, but it was 3 years too late for them to realize it was a catch too. But my deal is I got to tell y'all the truth. I can't lie to kick it to y'all. I can't do it. You know, I can tell y'all we going to the Super Bowl, we're going to win every game, but that's not me. I'm not here to lie to y'all. What is going to make it a situation that we're going to have to worry about with Jerry is with all of these resources, will he get off of his high horse and play with the sense of urgency from a mindset, meaning that we have 2 first-round draft picks. But if the Green Bay Packers win, those first-round draft picks are literally 2 second-round draft picks. And that is a terrible situation for us for what we gave up to get this particular guy. And it's not – I don't want people to think that it's a Michael Parsons versus a Kenny Clark. They got 2 different career trajectories. One is literally – He's giving you Hall of Fame numbers, and the other is giving you a solid defensive tackle numbers. And that is just for what it is. I wish that the Cowboys were to hold their feet to the fire. Keep this in mind. If you're going to trade him away, you should have did it before the draft. These are hard truths that I hope you guys understand. And I got to tell you, this is not crime. These are facts. You know what I'm saying, Mike? And if there is a unsubscribe button, go away button, and don't talk button that's on this YouTube channel that you guys can go away. And if you want to hear somebody making love and kissing you everywhere you go, then go to that channel. I'm telling you guys from hard facts. And these are the things that we have to say right here. This is what we got. The Cowboys literally could have did the same exact move after we played the Green Bay Packers. But that's a whole nother conversation. With that being said, when you're facing off against a team without a clear directions, this is what we have to deal with. And unfortunately, that is the case in the scenario. T-Maz says Micah had 1 sack in 2023 playoff game, by the way. So let me ask you this. Let me raise you. How many did Myles Garrett have? How many did Nick Bosa have? How many did T.J. Watt have? We can go down this list of talking about those things, and the entirety of the team didn't play well in 2023. On that defense, the entirety of the team didn't play well. So if y'all trying to squeeze it down to one player, that goes to tell you how insane most Cowboy fans are, and that is crazy. That is idiotic of thinking that everybody played well in 2023 in that postseason game. That is not the case nor the scenario. And that's not up for debate, by the way. Everybody played like trash, including the coach. And guess what? Newsflash. Not a single soul was. Not a single soul. Not a single soul was fired after that game. So that goes to show you that what are our main mindset for this. So that is for what we're talking about right there. But neither here nor there, Cowboy Nation. Neither here nor there. The Cowboys got to figure out a ways to stop the run. Hopefully we will have just that. And that is what is on the table for right now. News is already reporting that he is out there at practice at camp today. Kenny Clark at the practice. He'll be wearing number 96. And him talking to Overshawn, DeMarvion Overshawn. And on top of that, when we start to think of it, they did get back Childress. He will be back on the scene from here. Childress is back on the scene. Isaiah Land is back on the scene. We still leaving out my guy, Ron Flournoy. He is a guy that we released for number 76, and he's somewhere out there at practice today. We've seen some pictures floating around with that. At the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys, organically speaking, Taco says in 2024, the Green Bay didn't beat nobody good in 2024. I feel you on that. We need to pick up the Nigerian Nightmare. You're talking about the other kid, if he can get on the field. I'm starting to feel better, but the trade – the BS trade with addition of Kenny. People, I don't want you guys to continue to make it about Kenny. It's not about Kenny. It's not about Kenny. It's definitely not about Kenny. That was something they threw in to add to. They threw in Kenny to add to this situation. But it's not a Parsons for Kenny. It was never that. It's Jerry Jones, unfortunately. And that's just how it goes from here. It's Jerry Jones. If you listen to everybody saying these type of things, it is for what it is. But neither here nor there. This is Kenny walking into the stadium right now. Clark, another Aaron Donald, are pretty close to Dallas, had problems with him dominating. Oh, my gosh, man. Let me just play some of this stuff, man. You didn't let that out
Is
your mouth.
47 a number that you would have been willing to go to? Or when you heard last night, it made me feel a little bit better that this wasn't just stubbornness over picking up a phone, that
Right.
Jerry said, look, y'all know what this is about, right? I finished with 40. They were starting with it. Now that he's gotten 47, Nick, do you feel better? You understand why they did it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was out of the principle too. Is we're going to negotiate. We're going back and forth. We get into this. You want this. I want this. Boo. All right.
I'm speechless, man. When somebody compare Aaron Donald to Kenny or Kenny to Aaron Donald, man.
I'll go here. I'll go up to there, and then boom, and then let's go to 40 or 41, whatever it was. And then all of a sudden, like, hold on, let me. My agent called, and then the agent comes in. I thought that was a very telling statement. Is they started where I stopped, and that's not how. I don't think anyone's gonna win over.
Well,
Jerry
we doomed,
doing
man.
it that way. If that's how it went down. The numbers are interesting though. I still haven't figured out exactly. When you talk about new money. I'll say this: I don't believe the numbers are as far off as we're.
Yeah,
it's being
we do,
reported.
man. Yeah,
The 5 and the 4 is a big deal, but
yeah.
I was talking to a few people, and they were kind of saying when you really break it down on new money and what the contract was going to be, when you add in what they're getting right now, what his contract is right now, I think it was more the Cowboys were around 46. And they were at 47 as far as the new money goes. But when you factor it all in together with this year, I think the Packers, I think what they're doing is almost 42. It's like 41.8.
Yeah.
So, it's not, this is not a 41 and then all of a sudden they went to 47. I don't think that's accurate. I don't think the Packers are doing that either. I think there's a lot more to it here.
No doubt. And they're talking about the new money that's coming into the NFL. Regardless of it, we got to take advantages of the situation. Boy, Lord, man. I think that some of you guys never played any sports. It just commenting, or never played, not even dodgeball, man. I just can't believe that you guys take things that crazily. But neither here nor there. Let me just tell y'all this, man. And we get AI Tisha to read out what we about to go over right quick. Scheme is the major thing. It's the main thing, and it's not necessarily. I watch all football. I've been new about Clenny Clark. All right, yeah. You can't help everyone, and I get it. Shout out to you, fam, but you can't help everyone. You can't help people who refuse to understand that it's been scheme. It's been scheme versus the talent that we have. Regardless of it, you got to have the scheme too. You can't have just talent without the scheme. You got to have both. You got to have coaching. And let's pull up the Washington football team. Historically, even when they was trash, they didn't finish out in 29th ranked in defense. What makes them the 29th ranked in defense last season is because of their scheme, not because of the talent. I know for sure that there's people that's watching this channel right now that would do anything for those interior boards that they had. And of course, the other one is gone now. But people make it so much about players that it's been the scheme for the long time. And let me pull up Twitter right quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let me scroll all the way down here. We're gonna talk about this. AI Tisha, read out what I wrote right here because we want to get things to the nitty-gritty.
Let me make this clear one more time. Teams didn't run on the number Cowboys because of Micah Parsons. They didn't run on the Cowboys because of Maisie Smith either.
Mozzie.
The real issue was scheme. Dan Quinn's system, while aggressive and turnover-driven, often left the interior of the defense vulnerable to downhill run games. That's why Dallas ranked just 16th in rushing yards allowed per game, 112.4, in 2023, and gave up multiple 200-yard rushing performances over the last 2 years. It wasn't a lack of talent up front. It was how the gaps were defended and how light the boxes were at times. Compare that to coaches with proven run defense resumes. Mike Zimmer built fronts that consistently finished top 10 in rushing defense, even when the roster had holes. His gap-sound philosophy didn't require superstar talent to stop the run. Matt Eberflus, who now takes over as Dallas DC, is known for a more fundamentally disciplined, run-fit heavy scheme. In Indianapolis, his defenses from 2018 to 2021 ranked top 10 in rushing yards allowed 3 times.
Let me just say this, too. Shout out to you, AI Tisha. When you have a philosophy, a principle, a concept, those things are one thing. And of course, when you don't have that, it's another. How come everywhere this guy went that teams were able to run on him? It's because of the scheme. I'm talking about Dan Quinn. Now, what we had the levels of expectations last season in this chart graph that you guys see, it had nothing to do with Mike Zim. This was this year before. But Mike Zim had got hit with a slew of injuries. But the craziest thing of it all, even last season, with our slew of injuries, we still finished better on stopping the run than a Dan Quinn's team. What I'm getting at is that it's about the scheme, but you guys make it about the player. And if you don't go into this game, if you don't go into this situation with the understanding of that, we'll forever be chasing a dream. And that's what we're not trying to do here. We're trying to fulfill the dream by completing this team with everything.
That's a stark contrast to Quinn's feast or famine approach. Even last season, despite Dallas battling through a slew of injuries, the Cowboys still finished with a better overall defensive efficiency rating, per DVOA, than Washington, who had a supposedly more balanced defense. That points directly to scheme and execution, not just names on paper. Now, adding Kenny Clark to this roster is a big help. He's a proven Pro Bowl interior force, who ranked top 15 among DTs in run stops last year per PFF. But in theory, the Cowboys would have been better off continuing to stack players around Parsons, rather than trading away a generational pass rushing talent. Elite defenses in today's NFL are built by keeping game wreckers like Parsons and supplementing them with solid interior help, not the other way around. And at the end of the day, we can debate scheme and roster construction all we want. But remember, Jerry Jones is the greatest football mind in all of sports, while we're just spectators watching it unfold.
So regardless of what I'm getting at, organically speaking, ladies and gentlemen, we were going to be better regardless on stopping the run with Michael Parsons or without Michael Parsons, right? We were going to be better organically because that's what Matt Eberflus do, right? We were going to be better with or without Kenny on stopping the run because that is what Matt Eberflus do. Now, granted, when you start comparing Kenny to a Mozzie, when you guys listen to the film breakdown that I'm going to produce, you guys would understand that portion. Matter of fact, since we are here and we are pressured for time, cookie cutter pressure for time, and I know that a third of you guys don't want to go over the contract situation, so we'll make this show a lot, and I'm talking about tons of lot shorter by just going ahead and giving you guys the film so that we can get on the same page and so y'all can understand where I'm coming from when we say these things, because some people are not aware of what they got on this team or what we will have on this team. So let's go ahead and pull up the tape and showcase some of the tape, all of the tape if possible, because I already cleared it off. It cleared all of the waivers, so it shouldn't be no strikes or anything like that. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can go ahead and get this going the best way possible, baby. Let's go. And I had to zoom in real close and real tight so the NFL Illuminati won't take us down. Okay, come on with it. So let's go watch the tape, baby. Into the film. In this video, we'll be looking at Kenny Clark. He is number 97 for the Green Bay Packers, and we're going to make it as tight as possible so that we can all see what his skill sets are and what he can do. And he's going to be very beneficial for the interior push. He can line up at A gap, in between B gap. He can line up over center. He's a nose tackle, and he can get upfield. Got great hand placements, as you guys can see. Rip disengages is there. What you're going to see off the tape more so than anything are the hand placements. He's able to move those hands and get upfield. And you got to be where your feet at, especially when you are a interior defensive tackle. And that's what he brings a lot to the table. The ability to pressure, create those type of things when healthy. Last season was by far his worst season, right? Because he had that broken toe. But you can see he got an array of moves here. Burst, get off the LOS here, really good. And he's able to swim move.
Darren Posey $5. Lost since it's trade season in Dallas. Please don't trade away the Mondo Kitty partnership.
Knife inside, right? And then use his speed to power, right? Speed to power here and able to bulldoze. You want to be able to collapse the pocket. Even at 315 pounds, he's able to do this. Good energy, good motor right here. And he's able to get to the quarterback and make him his baby. Those are things that would be beneficial for this team, being able to utilize someone inside and getting upfield. Now, here's another rep right here. He lined up right at the center. Pushes him back right off the release. The release game is great. Dispose, disengage, get off of him, right? Not a long conversation. Keep in mind, the offensive line job is to keep you inside the cylinder, and you want to be able to attack, get off of that framework there, get him out of the cylinder, and get to the quarterback. And he's able to do that, create pressure, and that's what we want. Make the quarterback get off of his marker. Keep this in mind. Technique is everything, right? Getting off of the LOS. Low man wins. Look how low he is. Look at the framework and look at the bendabilities of his capabilities here. And that's what I'm talking about. Threw this guy up off of there and able to get upfield to make the quarterback his baby. I like seeing this, Cowboy Nation, and this should be a good situation for them all together. Now look at him here. He's going to shoot and penetrate upfield again. He knows that this quarterback can run. So, knife inside, twist stunt, get in there, and he's able to not stop his feet and get to the quarterback here. I like seeing this because I know for sure Matt Eberflus will dial up some schemes like this, being able to hold contain on the outside, right? And then on top of that, having your guys to twist inside, create that pressure, being able to get these three guys off of their markers so you can get to the quarterback. Those are things that we like to see, especially out of an interior defensive tackle. We've been avoidance of that particular situation for a long, long time. Here he is right here. Let's see what he's able to do. Knife inside. Got him on skates. Put them skates on. Them yum-yums is what I call them. And a body in motion stays in motion. He bulldozing, speed to power, and now you got to dispose him, right? I got to get him off of me. You got to get off of me. You're holding me. You're holding me. You're holding me. You're holding me. But I got my hands inside. Inside man wins. Also low man win. Anchored inside. And watch this. Man, it's just moving them back like this and then able to get off of that. Forces the ill-advised pass, right? And that's how you get turnovers right here. You know, not able to set your feet and go through the delivery here. There should be a turnover, right? Yeah. Give me that. So that's what we like to see, Cowboy Nation. The ability to penetrate from within. Those are things that we look for, especially out of your interior defensive tackles. Okay, so we got this one right here. Let's look at what he can do from this particular perspective. You seeing him right here. You see Baker Mayfield down at the bottom. Squeezes off. He got one hand. Once you get those shoulder turn, technique. We're going to rip and disengage. Rip him. Got the hands inside. That's okay. Disengage that arm. Chop him down and get there, right? And he forces You can call it a fumble or pretty much incomplete pass here, but you want to be able to not allow your feet to stop and not allow the quarterback to step inside. Now, this is a great scheme, too, because they pull the other edge rush around to get inside, and he's able to force that pressure as well. But you got to win your one-on-ones consistently, and he's able to do that off of this rep right here. And this is a pressure. This is something that you need to have on your team if you want to propel your defense up into this particular point. So shout out to him being able to create that pressure. All right, so we're seeing this, and this is against the 49ers here. Heavy run team, right? So he sees his bounces to the edge here. Shoot hands. Let them know that you're there, and beat your feet to the edge here. Get to the edge. Get the perimeter. I like seeing my interior guys move and get to the sidelines there. That's a hustle and flow type of play. I like that. Being able to get around to the edge. As an interior guy, you still got to play your part, and that's good against the 49ers. And we know we had our demons against them, our ill wills against them. All right? And if they're running right at him here, right, and he's going to have to get off of this. They slant that protection that way because they heading that way. Watch out. He stand him up. Yeah, get up. He stood him up right here. Okay, now what you going to do with it? I'm going to push him into the guy, and I'm going to get off of him, right? And that's strength right there. That's grown man strength right there. And he's the low man. Jabbed him, got him up off of him, and, hey, come on and get your snack right here. I like saying that, Cowboy Nation. Those are things that you look for out of an interior defensive tackle. Being able to get upfield and also get off of your releases, strike first, and get low and stay low. All right, so that's what the Cowboys are eligible to do and able to do. All right, so this is a move winning off of 2. And you got 51 and 71, right? They're trying to do a combo wedge block on him. They're trying to wedge him inside, right? He goes pretty much untouched. This is all what you got to do to get off your releases pretty well. And he does just that. Get off of his releases, swipe. That arm don't have nothing to do with me because I'm already 300 pounds. I can break it if I want to. Get it off of me. Yeah. And he meets you at the containment area here. That's something that you have to be really good at off your releases. Don't be afraid when you're seeing 2 on you. Get off your jam. Get off your release. Stay low and keep your feet moving. That's the main thing. So I'm thinking that last season with that broken toe probably hurt a lot of his ability to get upfield and shoot. When he got some good hands as a defensive tackle, but you got to get upfield, and he's able to do just that off of this play and keep clean. Keep in mind, that chest area, you want to keep it clean on the defensive side. You don't want the offensive lineman to get inside. And watch, he's able to attack first, sliding back, engages, even within the confines of my bull rush right here, right? Then I'm going to dispose of it, right? Get off of me. Get off of me. Keep their feet moving. Body in motion stays in motion. Get off of me. Get off of me. I'm still fighting towards that quarterback, and he's able to get him down. That is a hustle play. That is not giving up. That's keeping your feet moving. And that's what I said. A body in motion stays in motion. Get off of your guy and still make the sack here. I like seeing that and knowing that I got some other parties coming with me. You know, hey, I got a dinner reservation for 3. Come on with it. Yeah. See the 3 guys right here? That's what we talking about. Yeah. I know y'all been at open tables. How many people coming with you? Yeah, it's me and 2 other guys, okay? And that's what we like to see, Cowboy Nation, being able to attack. That is the kind of caliber of style of defense that Matt Eberflus will be running to, an attacking style of defense. And you're seeing that off of this particular profile, what the Green Bay Packers ran as well, an attacking style defense, getting upfield. There's no 2-gapping at all. No 2-gapping. I'm just going to, you in front of me, boom. This is my plan right here. Push you into the running back or push you into the quarterback and forces you to get off your marker. He erased him from the screen. And we're going to try to push that back over here. Let me see if I can correct this so you guys can see where he's at. Okay, that's where he at right here because we had to make it tight. Y'all know how, these films and everybody want to claim films and stuff like that, NFL.com, But we doing some investigations here, so we got to show y'all all what they can do. I know. Push them back on skates. get the sack here or force the ill-advised throw and get things moving and grooving. Those are things that we need to see on a consistent basis with our interior front. And guess what? You're going to get that, especially when you're dealing with someone that can create pressure in these sorts of things. Okay, so all right, so here he is right here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the globe. Let's see how he gets off of his release. That's what you like to see. That first step is so quick. Now, granted, 66 did a great job. It's all about recovering from here. 66 absolutely struck first, got him hands inside. That's exactly where you want him at. But that's okay. Keep calm. You want to disengage, release that. Get that arm up out the way. Look, he folded that arm up. And now get low and push him. He's out the way, and that's what I like to see, Cowboy Nation. And 66, once he got his hands inside, let me just do a little coaching on the offensive line right quick. He's supposed to set an anchor right now. Kenny just too fast and quick, and he get that arm up off of him, dispose of it, right? Disengage and get upfield. That's what we're talking about. 9 times out of 10, most interior defensive tackles, they have to learn how to disengage, right? You can't have a long conversation with these individuals. It's about getting to the quarterback, and you be where your feet at. Slow feet, what? Y'all put it down in the chat. Slow feet don't what? Put it down in the chat. I know y'all know. Slow feet don't eat. And he kept his feet moving, body in motion. Oh, he absolutely won on this one. Yeah, get him up, stood him straight up, lift him up, right? And now what you're going to do with it from this angle, you're going to literally try to dispose him, right? So once you see that, it's over with. 2 things that you want to do as an interior defensive tackle. Stand them up. If you can't get them up, because, you know, they lose all leverage and all anchoring capabilities when they standing straight up, right? And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, if you get shoulders turned, those are 2 things that you know for sure. You won that rep. And he stood him up, pushed him back. He's falling, he's scrambling, he's scraping, and then just spin up out of there. Get me up out of there.
Quinton Warner, $5. Law, if you get 5 sacks from Fowler and Azeruaku, then you don't miss MP. However, if you fail, then Parsons trade was not good.
That is some good stuff, though, by the way. And I appreciate you for your support. We'll be right back with this film. Shout out to you, Eric. You know. Okay, you saying 1999. That was a good year, though. 1999 was a real good year. But yes, indeed, boy. I'm telling y'all, boy. How y'all like the film so far? I'm being fair and balanced with what he can and can't do, what have you. But these are more so. I have to chop it up that way. That's the only way YouTube allowed me to show you all these, fam. I wish I can have it continuously as we produce these, fam, but we have to stop and break and drag it and make it slow.
Old Young Bull.
Yeah.
Stewart, $19.99.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Okay. All right. They give you a few time here. And Quinton Warner's, let the AI, she going to eventually speak on that one, but she kind of slow today. It's about replacing production, not if Parsons can stop the run or not. That's debatable. Yeah. I mean, organically speaking, Matt Eberflus is really good at dialing up his teams on stopping the run. So we were going to be better on stopping the run regardless, right? I just hate that people make it about stopping the run, and that's not the case nor the scenario, right? All right. And it's just for what it is. I think we're going to be solid on defense, though. I think we'll be solid on defense,
Quinton
though.
Warner, $5.
Yeah.
It's about replacing production, not if MP can stop the run or not.
No doubt, man.
That's debatable.
Yes, indeed. Quarterback, dinner reservation time. Oh, I missed out on that meal, but that's okay. I created enough pressure for my back end to win. Right. And the back, let me rewind a little bit. Defensive tackle. Stand them up. If you can't get them up, because, you know, they lose all leverage and all anchoring capabilities when they standing straight up, right? And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, if you get shoulders turned, those are 2 things that you know for sure. You won that rep. And he stood him up, pushed him back. He's falling, he's scrambling, he's scraping, and then just spin up out of there. Get me up out of there. It's me and you, the quarterback. Dinner reservation time. Oh, I missed out on that meal, but that's okay. I created enough pressure for my back end to win. And that's what we seen off of that particular play. Let's rewind. I know y'all want to see this again. All right, and we're going to rewind for educational purposes, right? And we're going to show you guys again what he's eligible and able to do. And lo and behold, this is not no hype video, nothing of that nature. What I'm saying is when healthy, he's okay, right? But when hurt, we may not get this version of Kenny. All right, and we're going to be like, hey, South Park, who killed Kenny?
My brother
right?
keep
But
building
we're seeing
great
here grown
content.
man strength, moving him back on skates, spinning around, and getting to the quarterback from this angle. I like seeing that, and I'm quite sure Matt Eberflus want to get the same type of results. Remember this, write this down. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. And what matter to this particular situation is we got to get to the quarterback. We got to create pressure. We got to find ways and alleyways to get there. Okay, so we seeing the magical Pat Mahomes, all right? And he's lying out wide. Okay, normally we would say, okay, he got 3 guys to go through. Pick you one, push him back. Understand that we in pass coverage defense right now, and we're going to figure out a way to get to him, to corral that space. You got edge rushers coming off the edge trying to get to him. You got this one individual battle. You got to make sure that you don't over pursue. Keep in mind, Pat Mahomes is a scrambler. So you got to make sure you clog up that lane and make it difficult for him to pick which side that he want to go to, and just go ahead and get the sack down once you won your rep. Understand you got to play through the echoes of the whistle, especially dealing with Pat Money Mahomes, and they were able to get this sack off on him. Yeah, so we like seeing this. Okay, this is against the Bucks again. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Do me a real solid. Hit that like button, share this content. I normally don't do film sessions anymore, so especially over here. So I want to give you guys some insights to him, right? Good burst off of 93, though. God, dog, he got there before. Jeez, I love that. Now, 93 able to get off of this LOS real quickly, and that's good. He occupies 2, and it's a free alleyway for me. Yeah. Take those. Yes, indeed. You get a free pass on a meal. Hey, nothing like a free meal, and there you go, snack time for your mind. Yes, indeed. Let me know if you guys missed these film sessions over here from Law Nation Sports on the YouTube. But I do like the fact that this guy is able to knife in there and get things going in a right and proper way, especially untouched and unscathed. We like seeing that, Cowboy Nation. So that's Kenny Clark. That's his skill set. That's what he's able to do, Cowboy Nation. I understand the notion that the Cowboys need help on stopping the run. But what I'm telling you guys, that he is a pass rushing defensive tackle, and this is an attacking style of defense. Matt Eberflus want his guys to get upfield. He want to be able to penetrate. But one thing you can say with Kenny is on his way to the quarterback, he's a disruptor. He will get to the quarterback, but on the way, if you have a run game there, he will be able to stop the run in that particular situation. I do like that. He's an agitator, and you need your agitator on the defensive front. Now, here's my stance on it all. Not saying that, it's water under the bridge now with Michael Parsons. He's gone. He's the ops now. But what I was getting at is that you could have literally kept Parsons and still added to this team with a person like this, with this kind of caliber skill set. Shout out to Mozzie. Shout out to what he's able to do. But he is not a snap, quick release, get upfield type of guy that can make these type of plays on a consistent basis, right? So that's what I was saying with Mozzie. But now this helps out Mozzie if they continue to keep him here. This will absolutely help out Jay Toya because now you don't have to rush him out there. So overall, I like the ideal of this. But now we got to get the results. And that is on the field. Can he stay healthy? I know he's north of 29 now, or he's 29, finna be 30. Hopefully we can get some things going. We went from paying literally about $40 million for Michael Parsons to about $1 to $2 million for him. So from a price analysis, this is great. So what we're going to do with the rest of the money, we should be able to pay Tyler Smith. And if George Pickens is having an unbelievable year, we should be able to pay him. And as well as with the draft picks that we accumulated, we should be able to get another star-studded player by moving up in the draft or whatever we need to solidify the holes on this team. That's what makes this a great situation. But what can make it horrible if we hold on and not pay these guys and too late of a time to add more weapons to this team. Be proactive, Jerry. Like I said, I'm not taking no shots or shade at him. He had more years behind him than in front of him. And if you want to see a Lombardi trophy being lifted up, you're going to have to be moving with a sense of urgency. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. So that was the film that we did earlier this morning. Wanted to be able to at least give you guys some insights of who Kenny is. And the reason why it's choppy and stagnant like that is because we had to go through content policies and copyright. So that's why it's like that. But there should be another video that I would do on my Instagram or Facebook that don't have those hard constraints, so you guys can see the fullness of a plays without me stopping, rewinding, and you can see some of the things that he brings to the table. Or you can go to NFLLeaguepasses.com and download your own clips from there. I think it's like $200 a year or something like that to have the league pass, whatever it may be. I just want to let you guys know that I think that we are okay going into the 2025 season. My only reservation would be, okay, can he still have that spring? I need the 2023 Kenny. I don't need 2024 Kenny. I need 2023 Kenny. I need 2022 and 2021 and 2020 Kenny. I don't need last year Kenny. I want 2023 Kenny here. So we'll see how that works out. Far as the Cowboys, other hole that we may have on this team, we still got to talk about secondary. It's a scary situation with that, right? And I want the Cowboys secondary to really perform. We do have Trayvon Diggs back in the folds, but we know that he is not ready now, right? Elam is still an unknown commodity right now, unknown product or unknown person, because we still got to wait and see what he's going to look like. The Cowboys heading into this game versus, let's look at the lineups, and we're going to see what we can do from here. Cowboy Nation, appreciate everybody, and we will open up the phone lines in a few, okay? Keep in mind, we're not trying to have too long of a conversation, get to your point, and get things moving. All right, so on our defense, we have Clark down inside. As you can see, they gave him a grade of 60. Not to say that that's something that we're going to go off far as PFF, but we're just looking at alignments here. Nealon is on your starting left side, and then your right side, and then your left side will be Sam Williams. This is in our base formation. This is our base defense. You got Bland and Diggs on the outside. So this is news to us. They already have Diggs and Bland starting on the outside. I'm wondering now, if I go to nickel, what will it look like? Let's go to nickel right quick. Okay, so they did exactly what I thought that they would do. They squeeze Bland inside as our nickel corner when we do run nickel. Clark is still inside as your nose or your interior guy. You got Nealon and as well as Williams. And Donovan Ezeraku, he's going to be rotated in, as well as Fowler is going to be rotated in. Sam is a better these guys, Nealon and Sam, these are your bigger boys. If you look at it, these are some big edge rushers, and they are really good on stopping the run on containment. Now, the thing is, some preseason tape is out there on Sam Williams not looking that good. But from what he was told, he was said like the right hand to the man, he was told, just have fun, get out there and be loose. Don't think, don't overanalyze. I know you coming off of your injury and recovery. We just want to get you in on the field to be comfortable. So he wasn't really playing with scheme and technique. So we'll see. But he is a good run contain guy. So, and he do have the good size for you. Elam, all right. So let's do this. Let's clear this off, and let's go ahead and pull up, let's say, the filthy. That's how you say it, right? How you say Philly? Is it filthy Eagles? Yeah. I think did I pronounce that right? Did I say that right? Yeah. Did I say that right? Did I say the name of that team right? Did I say that name right, ladies and gentlemen? Filthy, right? Did I say that right? I just want to know. I need to know. Did I say that name right? Y'all let me know in the comment box. I think I said that right. Filthy, right? That's how you say that. Put a 1 in the chat if I said it right. Put a 0 in the chat if I said it wrong. Filthy is on the screen, right? So, yeah, so let's see what Filthy look like. Okay, so, of course, their D-line across the board, they got better numbers as far as the green is reporting here, right? And that's okay. Numbers don't save you. Because if I'm looking at it from this aspect of it, let's go to their base formation. All right, so they got Quinyon Mitchell. I'm winning this battle one-on-one. I'm winning this one. Odor Jackson, I'm winning this one. I'm winning this one. I'm winning these battles on the outside. The game is won and lost down in the trenches. I get that. That's why we call it trench warfare. Yeah, it sounds about right, Filthy. Okay, great. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Smith on the outside, Jalen Hunt. My only reservation, I'm cool, believe it or not, and Booker don't have a grade yet. I'm cool with the interior. I have a big old question mark, and I know that Tyler Guyton will not be ready week 1. There's no way. If he is, boy, they're talking about lunch food, lunch meat, all of the lunches that you can think about, bird food at this point. Still, he had an off year last season and the season before that. Still haven't been stealing. Still been stealing, but neither here nor there. Let me see what our, let's go to 12 personnel. Let's see what we look like with that. Okay, Schoon and Fergie. I'm still okay with that. Oh boy, they got my guy. So they Campbell starting. Eagle fans that's in here, they got Campbell starting. That's wild. Okay, so and he's really good. He's their version of a Michael Parsons for them, right? From what they was saying over there. And we do like Jihad Campbell coming out of the draft. So he's a very uber athletic. He's very crazy on the edge too. Okay, so let's flip it around to our defense, and we'll pull it around to their defense, okay? What we need to do in order to slow down the attack of the Philadelphia Eagles, the filthy Eagles, right? Now, when they are in this lineup right here, we do know that they move Smitty down inside the slot. AJ is on the outside. AJ versus Bland is a real Lunchables. AJ versus Bland is a real crazy one, right? I'm going to be real with y'all. Not that I have not been real with y'all. But it's going to be greatly hard for Sam Williams to beat Lane Johnson. It's going to be hard for him to beat Lane and Dallas Goedert on this side. I'm just being real with y'all. That's a battle within the battle. And if they got Jurgens and Dickerson in here, we're going to have to hope that Dickerson is not 1,000% because he just had that surgery, right? For the filthy fans, if y'all watching, he just had that surgery, right? Hey, Jeremy Hill says, Guyton is bird feed, man. I feel you, man. All right. Our chances of winning against this front will be steam. You're going to have to do some twisting inside and some stuff like this, and that's what you got to do. You're going to have to create some pressure from there. The thing is with Hurts, he's very athletic. He can get to the edge. He can get to the edge. They got Saquon Barkley, who they love to run this play right here behind Jordan Mailata. They love to run these GT counters too. That's going to be a thing that we're going to have to. It made it extremely, we talking good now because we haven't seen it yet. There's no definitive player on this team that they're going to say at the end of the day, watch this guy. Let's make sure we can block this guy. I get that. Nealon versus Jordan Mailata, if he win one rep, I got me some Hennessy that I'm going to take the tallest glass of shot and I'm just going to pull it down my throat. And I'm like, yeah, Nealon, he's here. He beat Jordan Mailata. If Williams figure out a way to beat Lane Johnson one time and get up there and make the quarterback his baby, I'm going to be like, yeah, we all going to be cheering. What are the odds of that, right? So can Clark be the difference maker in this one? That is we're going to have to scheme in order to win this thing, right? We know that we can, he said that they can fabricate pressure. Jerry has lost his mind because one of the things that we've been banging the table for was a war daddy. Our last war daddy before Parsons was by the name of DeMarcus Lawrence. He was the only guy to give us sacks. Now we got a bunch of DeMarcus Lawrence types, and guess who was on this team when we were trying to scheme this stuff up? Matt Eberflus. So Matt Eberflus wasn't the DC, but he had some controls a lot with his team. He had controls a lot with his team. I think they allowed him to call some plays or what have you, and eventually the torch was supposed to be passed from Papa Rob Marinelli to him, but he took a job elsewhere to go to the Colts, and they tried to get Chris Richard. Y'all remember those time frames, and that's where we at. Kenny Clark is a monster now. Don't sleep on him. He get busy. Yes, and he's gonna have a lot of work to do to get busy. This is Kenny Clark. He's gonna have a lot of work to get busy, and that's just the reality of it. We don't go off of PFF grades, but man, if we do, just off of grades alone, it's going to be difficult. And if we flip it over to the other side, not a single one of their guys on their D-line graded out lower than Kenny Clark. You know what I'm saying? If we go by grades, and I'm not, that's long gone. Who's our slot corner? Let me go to, I didn't think about it. Who's our slot? Yeah. They moved Bland inside the slot. They got Elam on the base defense on the bench. But I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all right now, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm not starting Diggs week one. I'm not starting Diggs week one. It's going to be Elam right here. Let me just put his number down there. It's going to be Elam right here, number 20. Now watch Diggs come out there week one. watch how he come out week one and then just be dog nasty for us. Yes, indeed. We gonna love Kenny in the Cowboys uniform. This is from Truth. Yeah. I feel you, man. We gonna absolutely love the nonsense that he brings to the table because he is not a guy that acts around and fool around, right? And there's no podcast Kenny. Matter of fact, the only person that got a podcast now is Brock Hoffman. He's the only one got a podcast, but it is for what it is. But let me tell you something. If you want to be sharp with your approach, if you want to get things going, it's always a great way to just sit back and dial yourself in with this way. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go and let's stay in control of your order. I love it. Yeah, let's go, Cowboy Nation. Yes, indeed. I got to clip that out because he no longer on the Cowboys. I got to clip that. Let's go out, you know. Once again, Jay Dixon says Kenny can't be worse than Mozzie and tacos. Jay, that's what we been saying. Our biggest impediment was the fact that we had Mozzie out there. And I don't want the Mozzie troops to come after me. I love Mama Mozzie, Daddy Mozzie. Well, Daddy wasn't there in Mozzie. But Mama Mozzie and Cousin Mozzie and Girlfriend Mozzie, I love all of y'all. So what I'm getting at is that all we had to do is, hear me out before I open the phone lines up. All I wanted the Cowboys to do for this season is to, if they were serious about this season, all they had to do, if they wanted Kenny, go get Kenny. Give the Green Bay Packers a 3rd-round draft pick. They probably would have said, okay, here you go. You know, all I wanted the Cowboys to do is find them a real defensive tackle. A real defensive tackle. And keep everything how it is. But now, somehow, y'all are convinced that we are better by getting rid of Parsons and rolling with these guys, Marshawn Nealon, and as well as Donovan Ezaraku, and whoever it may be, and we're going to be better. Granted, Matt Eberflus is a better defensive coordinator than what Mike Zim exhibited and exude, and he's a damn sure better defensive coordinator than Dan Quinn. So, yes, we're going to be better on defense, but that don't make us better. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you pull up the chart, I know God doggone well, y'all like sitting here saying, oh, yeah. Yeah, the Eagles better watch out. Who the Eagles going to watch out for? Sanborn? They're going to be like, okay, hey, man, we got to make sure we're going to spend an extra night worried about Sanborn. We're going to spend an extra time worried about Marshawn Nealon. Or dare I say, an Osa Odighizuwa or Clark inside. I'm just telling y'all how this thing works. But at the end of the day, it's the Cowboys' way. It's the Cowboys' way, man. Let's go ahead and before somebody say, "Oh man, yeah, you cried," you know. Well, hey, it is for what it is. I can only imagine the Chicago Bulls, and I'm not saying Michael Parsons is Jordan, but imagine the Chicago Bulls on Jordan, because Jordan couldn't win anything until it took him 7 years, and Michael Parsons haven't been in the league for 7 years, by the way. Can you imagine the Chicago Bulls saying, you know what? Let's just get rid of Jordan in year 5 or year 6, and let's go bring in somebody else. You know, it'd be crazy. We have to spend $42 million. That's the price of doing business. I know that. I know one thing that nobody did. Is their homework on how much the salary cap will increase for the 2026 season and the 2027 season and for the 2028 season. Yeah. Y'all don't know how much that salary cap will increase. Look, they signed a bill of $111 billion. Only football teams and football people talk about players who get money. But you can take the lowest man on any NBA team, and they are making way much money, way much more money. Yes, indeed. But it is for what it is. All right, let's go ahead and get things going, because if you're driving around Dallas and if you was in that storm and somebody didn't know how to drive in that storm, that's their fault. But if they hit you, let me tell you who you call.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt. That's 214 or 817. And all of the threes you can dial. Be sure to hit that number if you're ever in a jam or if you're ever in a wreck. Call that number. Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. Reach out to them. Be sure to let them know that Law Nation sent you. And if you can't dial that number, visit FrenkelFirm.com. Be sure to let that go into your mental mindset. But my number, they got my clocks back working. Boy, I really appreciate that. 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. Come on, baby. I got from the 910. You are in too cool. What's good with you, Chief? Talk to me.
What's good with you, Law? How you
Nothing
doing?
much, man. Nothing at all. Nothing at all, bro.
Hey, so real quick, though, I got a question.
Go ahead.
When we went into the draft this year, what was your top 3 needs?
Defensive tackle, running back, cornerback. Those were our 3 areas. Well, no, because at that time we needed O-line. So remember, people were talking about O-line, skilled player versus talents or what have you, or unskilled, whatever that argument was. Mine was defensive tackle, O-line, and as well as a running back because we didn't have those 3 right there. You can throw in a wide receiver too, though. Those are 4 areas, but wide receivers were of the least of all of those things.
But we got defensive end, but the second round, right?
Yeah, we got DN in the second round.
Right. So me, man, I just stay neutral with it. I'm just glad the saga is over with, right? Because to me, again, like I tell everybody, Jerry Jones was wrong. Michael Parsons was wrong.
Yep.
Michael Parsons is gonna still be more at fault to me as a fan because you use your platform to say what you said at the time, right?
Yep.
Since all of this been going on, we ain't seen you on your platform, and then you will issue a statement through social media versus using your platform again, right? But for me, you said $30 and $40 million. There's no difference.
Right.
Based off what Jerry's saying, Low, it was a difference. It was a $17 million difference.
When did they have that conversation with him?
When they had what conversation back in March?
No, I'm talking about when he said that statement. That was a year ago. You know, that was when the whole saga with Dak Prescott and as well as CD Lamb. If they wanted, look, I get it. We can talk and shove money here and there. If they wanted him, he would have been here, right? And if he wanted to stay here, he would have figured out ways to play off of that 5th year option, right?
But,
but he's water under bridge. He's water under bridge now. Right? The Cowboys have an ample look, here's the truth that nobody is saying. The Cowboys have enough money to pay everybody that they wanted to. They had extreme enough money to pay everybody that they wanted to. Remember, that was the whole reason of the hold-off for CD Lamb. That was the whole reason for the hold-off for waiting to the last hour to pay Dak Prescott, right? They just didn't want him, and they said patience was running thin in the organization by having him. That was all been leaked out. Even James Slater said it yesterday. So he expressed himself that he no longer wanted to be here. He's gone. He's the ops now. He's the enemy. But what I'm getting at, if they wanted him to be here, they would have made some type of concessions for him to be here. But they didn't want him to be here.
So a lot, and I'm on the same mindset because I say right now, based off any owner in the National Football League, we can say without a shadow of a doubt, Jerry Jones is probably the closest owner to all his damn players, star players, who shouldn't be because that's business and pleasure. Right. But I try to tell people this too, though. Don't supersede and act like the Packers, especially on offense, is better than the Cowboys. Because when we talk about wide receiver core, the only thing they probably got over us right now is a running back, allegedly. But when it comes to receiving core, tight end, the Green Bay is not too much better than the Cowboys.
Well, they do have Jordan Love now. They have a run game. They have Matthew Golden, who ran the 4.27, right? That speed on the outside. And I think they still have some good weapons out there. So they should have no excuses. They should have no excuses, right? They should be able to go straight to the postseason. My thing is, it's not like they have been an organization that not been successful as it relates to winning regular season games. Green Bay Packers, even though they dog walked us, they've been winning games. So you traded with them normally that it's going to be a pick anywhere between the 28th and the 29th or the 30th pick, that's not good for business for us. We're going to have to package up that pick and move up in order for us to see any results. I'm not finna sit back here and say that the Cowboys, if you really think about this, name me the best first-round draft pick that we had in the last 7 years.
It's Parsons.
It's Parsons, yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm not finna be campaigning. I'm not finna be campaigning. But he didn't fail us. We failed him. Because of the simple fact, because everybody is talking about in the postseason, he had 1 sack in 4 postseason games. But I'm telling you guys, if we had a guy of the kind of caliber of like a Kenny Clark, or if we had a real one tech in this game, he would have had better numbers. On top of that, they had an inability to fill the hole because they drafted him as a linebacker. They placed him on the edge, and they never drafted another linebacker. That's coaching. That's general managing malpractice. They never fill that hole.
I disagree with that. Only because Jerry Jones did his part when it comes to the draft. Jerry Jones went and got Overshawn. If it wasn't for Overshawn injury, even up the past 3 years now, we would probably be screaming Overshawn probably is one of the top 3 linebackers, especially side to side on the field in the league right now. But
hold on.
Injury.
He been cashed with injuries, but that's management, right? That's management. That's general managers. Other teams, when they have injuries at linebacker, they pick up the phone and they call a Roquan Smith, right? They do those will and deals. The Cowboys sat on their hands and they stagnant. Now let me tell JC. He said I have no faith in the Cowboys, but that's not faith. This is me talking real. So when as an analyst, I can't approve you for something if your credit score is 420, if your credit score is 580. I can't sit back here and say, okay, you are doing things that give you the right to get approved for these things. I have to tell you the honest truth. I would be out here telling y'all false hopes and lies if I didn't, right? So that's why I'm well respected in the community, and I talk a certain way so that it won't burn players. I'm just telling people for what it is. Now, for what it is as far as the results, they can come out here and still beat the Philadelphia Eagles, right? That's faith. Faith also requires work. Faith without works is dead. We can talk scriptures. We can talk spiritually. We can talk on any type of area. I'm not weak at none of those points when people try to attack me on my approach. Right?
But I won't even do that to you. I won't even do that to you. But I caution, especially the 3-letter networks and the 4-letter networks. We have to be careful. We're doing something that we shouldn't be doing right now. We're literally saying that the Cowboys is going to have, based off this trade, the 28th to 30th pick. That does not mean that. I can make an argument right now based off Ben Johnson alone going to as the Chicago Bears head coach.
Right.
That is probably one of the hardest conference in the National Football League.
Big facts.
As we speak right now.
Right.
So it is possible that they can lose all 6 games just in the division through the NFC North, and the Cowboys not picking the 28th and 30th pick with that pick. What I'm saying right now is we're placing the Green Bay Packers or the 4-letter networks in Vegas is placing a title on Green Bay Packers because they picked up Michael Parsons. Minnesota didn't get better.
Put it like this. Let me ask you this: did the Green Bay Packers get better? Yes or no?
Yes, but to me, the Cowboys got better with picking.
And that's what I'm saying. 2 things can be true. We got better, they got better. But at the end of the day, what we're gonna do with the money that we got better with is what I'm expressing, right? Is that I'm not trying to win in 2026 or 2027. I'm trying to win now. It's 2025. We supposed to be getting ready for now. And where we are at now, we don't know. We don't know. We gotta let it play out.
But no, we cannot say that there's a documentary out there that's saying how owners does not like Jerry Jones, right? We can't say that out of one side of our mouth and expect Jerry Jones to go out here and be able to trade with people that don't like him. I try to tell people, name a defensive tackle that was in free agency in the past 3 years that the Cowboys could have picked up that would have made a difference. There was no defensive tackle in the past 3 years in free agency that would have made a difference.
There were plenty D tackles, but they didn't really.
Sanjay Raj
I got a super chat to throw me off. Hold on.
Thing that loses
Hold on,
Cowboys
Super Chat.
game in playoff is inability to stop the run. What the FUG has Jerry done to fix it? Stop being brainwashed, fans, and have some self-awareness.
My point exactly, Sanjay. Oh my God! Look, nobody forced the Cowboys' hands to go pick up Antoine Woods. Nobody forced them to do that in 2018. There were plenty and plethora of defensive tackles that they could go out there and grab. Nobody forced their hands. Hold on, you got to hear me out. Nobody forced the Cowboys to drop Mozzie. Nobody forced them to do that. That was their own power.
But that's what we can't do. We can't. That's why I say we can't talk about both sides of two different sides of the mouth, right? When the Cowboys picked up Mozzie, when people was going against the pick, it was content creators.
Right.
It was the 3 and 4 letter networks that was saying that was a safe and that was the best pick the Cowboys could have done at the time. What I'm saying now is we're in the future now, and we've seen what Mozzie has done and what he hasn't done, and now we're casting judgment on Jerry Jones for picking a pick that he did 3 years ago. Law. That's not fair. When it comes to that.
Life is not fair. But here's what I'm gonna say though. I was on tape, and y'all can rewind tape. It's going to take 3 to 4 years for Mozzie to develop. Nobody depends and lean on a rookie interior defensive tackle who was picked on the back end of the first round. Not in the early ends of the first round. He was picked on the back end of the first round to be the difference maker. If the Cowboys were really serious about this team, especially as it relates to defensive tackle, they wouldn't have started this year. They would have started many of moons ago. Matter of fact, they would have figured out a way to fill in that defensive tackle in 2018 when we couldn't stop a nosebleed. And the person that figured that out is the guy that's on his team now as the defensive coordinator, which is Matt Eberflus, who knew all weakness, knew all flaws, and it was the blueprint game, especially in that Colts game at the last part of that year in 2018. So yeah, at the end of the day, it is for what it is. And Blake, I don't think that you've been following the channel. He said Law don't blame Will McClay for his bad picks. I'm the only one on this channel in Cowboys community that said that Will McClay is a go along, get along guy. He don't have enough movement to have autonomy to even make changes or power to make changes. So I call out Will McClay for doing all of the wrong things for the right reasons. So there's nobody that can stand on business that's willing to say as independent. Just say and put that out as a tweet. Nobody. I haven't seen it because they are still waiting to get something in return from the Cowboys. No. Because hold on. No, that's me telling the truth. I spend my hard-earned money to go watch these teams play and practice out there in Oxnard. I don't see nobody else content creator doing that for that length of time, for me being out there watching Donovan Ezeraku, who was drafted in the second round, who's not even considered a starter, which is a second-round draft pick, is considered a high-premium pick, and I was the one that was mad about that pick, right? Wasn't it me? So so I stand on business with my money and with my mouth and with my time, and I call out the front office every single time. So I get tired of people saying, "Law, you just a go along." Hell no, I call them out, and I'm the one that gets cease and desist letters. I haven't seen nobody that do this type of work to get hit up with the front office like I did, and I got receipts to show it.
Yeah. Hey, but my last thing though is this, man. I think the Cowboys gonna be straight. I think the Cowboys gonna make the playoffs. I just need everybody to calm down. And then for the first time, like I just think with this move, I think this did something to Jerry ego, in a good kind of way. And I just tell people, man, we got to be caution right now with how we proceed in this. We really don't know what we got until we get on the field because we don't let our starters play in the preseason. So the Eagles game will tell us a lot. If we get blown out, do you rebuild? Is it a rebuild mode right now? But if it's a 1-point game, if the Cowboys win, and even if they win by a hair, they chin, and they still can't stop the run. Then Jerry pick up the phone and say, I got a good enough team right now that I'm gonna go out right now. I'm gonna make this trade because we look at it because we're just thinking about the draft. I could take these picks that I just got right now, and I could put them together and go out and trade for a player and bring a player in right now too.
Yeah, and that is exactly what I've been saying. Literally, is that we're going to have to be aggressive and move up and get a known commodity, not these unknowns. And we've been dealing with the unknowns. We've been bringing in guys that have been pretty good at UFSL or been pretty good at working at Walmart and sack and save. And they say, oh, man, he got a good back. Let's bring him in to see what he can do. No, we need to get some known commodities, F them picks, move up, get somebody that I've been saying this for almost 7 to 8 years. This is not my first year doing content. If Jeezy had a song, I'm the realest, you might as well put me in there. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you for calling in.
No, this is my last thing, and then this is my last thing. I'm gonna jump off. Like, hey, and I tell everybody, in the AFC you got the Bengals. The Bengals of the AFC is now in the NFC. I think the Cowboys offense will be high power. Depending on the Cowboys' faith right now is not on that defense. The Cowboys' faith of going deep in the playoffs relies on that run game. It depends on what we do in that run game. If CD and Pickens can go out there and single-handedly with Dak and beat the Eagles, and we're still hurt at a running back, it's enough two-head monsters in the league for the Cowboys to go make a trade for a running back. We just got to be careful and just got to wait this shit out and just let it play out. It's still a possibility that the Cowboys can be 14 and goddamn 3, and the Packers could be 1-16.
Hey, if the Packers be 1 and whatever, man, I'm shooting champagne bottles, man. We having all type of funds. Sure. Boy, we having a parade. Yeah, that's the big if, man. I appreciate you for calling in.
Hey,
no doubt.
That's all I got for you, Lord. Hey, keep up the good work, brother.
No doubt. Hell yeah, y'all think, boy, y'all got me twisted over here talking about, shoot. I haven't seen nobody put in the hours and works I put in. And I'm not talking and bragging and boasting because I know I put in some time. I did a live stream just the other day for 8 hours talking about the Cowboys. I done got hit up from the Joneses people and everybody. The little Jones, Junior Jones, everybody hit me up. Sure, I'm considered a threat, and that's a promise to y'all. I'm considered a threat to the Cowboys. And that ain't no me lying and kicking. I'm considered an enemy of the Cowboys, and I love this team. And I ain't looking for nothing. I don't want nothing from them. I'm my own man. I stand on it say Law Nation Sports, LLC. It don't say nothing with Cowboys. Well, yeah, we talk Cowboys every day. I'm considered a damn threat of a team I love. And you're going to ask me, I don't have faith in my team? Bull sugar. I built this brick by brick, standing 10 toes down. Everybody else, they might do it for love and fame, for the money. But, man, you make more money doing 5-minute, 6-minute clips. I lose money when I do 10-hour live streams, when I do 5-hour live streams, 3-hour live streams, because it's not about the money. Y'all be out, y'all cotton picking mine.
They could have kept all three of them. They could have kept Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons. They even could have kept Micah if they had done the deal that Green Bay did. But they specifically could have kept all three of them at much lower annual average values if they had gotten these things done, each of them at the earliest.
Because if somebody else said they believe it, I said this stuff about 2-3 years ago. Well, I said this when it was happening. Come on with
possible time. If they had taken care of Dak and CeeDee in 2023, if they had taken care of Micah in 2024, they could already have even also taken care of Tyler Smith and Deron Bland and George Pickens and Brandon Aubrey and whoever else you want to offer. So this idea that they could not have done anything is you having been brainwashed by the stuff that they're feeding you. They could have absolutely done it. They still could have done it, even at the $47 million per year mark. They could have kept all three of them. They could have kept Dak Prescott.
Listen properly. So we've been talking about that. And no, I'm not mad. I'm just passionate right now. Well, if you'd have seen me if I was mad. All right, I got Darius from the 214. You live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened because I hollered at you yesterday, and then about 3-4 hours later, motherfucking Michael Parsons is gone. You dig what I'm saying? And so it's just like, damn, bro, like what happened? And so right now, bro, I just kind of feel like dejected. Like that was like a gut punch, for me, because it's just like it was deeper than just a trade. It was two things. It's like, damn, Michael Parsons was the leader. He was finna step up as a, into his leadership role for this defense and the Cowboys, and now it's just kind of like it feels kind of empty to me. Like the defense feels kind of hollow because it's like, who the fuck is the leader? You know what I'm saying? Who the hell gonna lead the goddamn defense? You know, and then on another front, it's like with Jerry bitch ass. It's just like, bro, like, okay, we got the picks. I hear the super chat coming in.
Yeah. Paul, appreciate you so much for your
Paul,
support.
$5.
Hold on.
Law the realist in the game.
Yeah, appreciate you, Paul. Thank you, bro. All right, what you was about to say with the leadership thing?
And then with Jerry, it's just kind of like, okay, we got the picks. We got all the first round picks, but it's like, bro, you ain't gonna pay them. Like once they turn out what you expect them to be, you ain't finna pay them. You gonna make them do the same shit that you did with Michael Parsons. So it just kind of feel like, bro, what the fuck? It's like a catch-22. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know how to feel about the goddamn team now, because it's like, even when you get like generational players, you want to make them like scrounge for the fucking money.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, like what are we doing, fam? Like what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't have got to that point, but it's there, right? It's spilled milk we'll see in week 4, right? So the Cowboys, they're gonna have to win as a collective, right? And you can strategize and win. I'm not. See, what people tend to do is they make it about one, right? Eberflus is a better defensive coordinator than what Mike Zim is, right? And Mike Zim is a hell of a good coach when he was a head coach or what have you, but he knew, man, was like 95 out here, you know what I'm saying? He was chasing skirts and trying to teach his team some new defense, and it was just crazy last year. He had a slew of injuries, not to beat him up. And then Matt Eberflus is a whole lot better defensive coordinator than the Washington team, right? The Washington team in the last 5 or 6 years never finished out in 29th ranked in defense. Why all of a sudden they finished out 29th ranked in defense? It's because of their scheme, right? It's because of the way that they handle this thing. But let's let the AI speak.
Too cool, $19.99. I can't saint the ones that talk ish in the comments, call into the show and stand on business. Law, keep up the great. Band of brothers will lead this defense. Darius, he pays his players this, the only one that got away.
Yep, no doubt. He's the only one that got away. What else you got for me, Darius?
So that was pretty much it. It's just kind of like, I don't really know how to feel about the team. It really feel like we in a rebuild mode because it goes back towards to what you're saying. It's like we always got peanut butter, no jelly, bread, no butter, like, because it's like you're supposed to get the DT with Michael Parsons, not get him in spite of Mike. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's like, bro, I'm gonna have to like dial back my fandom because I get too emotional about this type of shit, and I can't root for another team. I don't know about nobody else, but like if I just decided to root for another team, bro, and they win the Super Bowl, that shit wouldn't even feel the same as if the Cowboys, were to go. I would feel fake as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I gotta like slow play my fandom because of the management. It's just like I don't even know how we get past this. You did what I'm saying? It's like now we got the coach, but we don't got Micah to go with the fucking coach. What the fuck, man?
I feel you, man, but you know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, hey, you shouldn't be frustrated. You should just take it and eat it and have good faith in this team. It's been 30 years, but you should like this. You should be saying, hey, man, we a better team. We going to move on. We can get things going. No, you should have a right to be furious. You should have a right to be frustrated. You should have, people should have a right to have a good time and say, hey, it's moved on. But I don't think that we should be controlled to a point to say that we are doing everything right. We shouldn't feel that way. And that's just how it goes, bro. Appreciate you.
My bad, Law. In closing, let me say this in closing. Bruh, make no mistake about it, bro. We got fleeced in the trade too. And then Jerry trying to talk about we had this plan. Oh, did you? And this what you came up with? Just 2 first-round picks, bruh. And then he trying to compare it to the Herschel Walker pick. You not the one that made it. Jimmy is the one that made it. And did you see how much we got for Herschel fucking Walker?
Yeah,
bruh. We could have got at least 3 first rounds. You just got 2 at Kenny Clark. What the fuck is we doing, bro? This is what I'm talking about. This is shit that I'm talking about. But that's it, man.
No, be happy, be satisfied, man. Shoot, we got us an interior defensive tackle. No doubt.
Well, that's pretty much it, man.
No doubt, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. The whole thing is not fair for Kenny Clark. He's good against the run. He's not a run stomper. He's an attacking defensive tackle. Get upfield, shoot, get to the quarterback. On the way to the quarterback, you can stop the damn runner. That's just for what he is, from what I've seen from tape. But it's not like he's a stuffing guy. You know, that's not what they do here with Matt Eberflus' team. So by us coming out here declaring that all of a sudden we're going to be this team to just stop every run, I don't want to sell y'all that. Those lies. It's going to take time for this defense to get together. And
Paper Route Frank $9.99. Law, I'm not mad at the trade. Paying him $47 when we can't stop the run would have hurt us. We need to change our defense because stopping the run was always a problem for years.
Yeah.
I'm glad we moved on.
All right. Let me say this one more time. And I'm going to pull this up one more time. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. And, okay. We go here. We can go here. Okay, hold on. Bear with me. We'll line up. Is Daron Payne one of your most furious, notorious, interior? Is Daron Payne for the Washington team? Is he better than Kenny Clark? Daron Payne. Is Daron Payne a good nose tackle? Is Daron Payne the kind of caliber of player that you guys would be having a parade for right now? Just answer the question, or put a 1 in the chat, put yes or no. Is Daron Payne a good run stopper? Where y'all rank Daron Payne at? I'm gonna see what y'all say. Yes, future vision. When we start talking about this, when we start talking about schemes and schematics, Amir says he's a top 10. Some people said yes, some people said no. Red Dog said yes. I can't fix people who don't watch football. Okay. Daron Payne is 6'3", 320 pounds. He played for the Washington team. He is, I don't know who's older or younger or what have you. That's not the argument there. But he's 28. So he's 28. He's younger. He's younger than Kenny Clark. He's by far a better interior threat than a Kenny Clark. How come the Washington team was not able or eligible to stop the run last year? Was it because of scheme or because of talent? I'm telling y'all, the Washington team finished 28th or 29th in defense because they couldn't stop the run because of scheme. Who is the person that's teaching that team over there? I'm not tripping, Ashley. I'm not tripping. Payne is more established. Man, Kenny Clark been in the league for 10 years, 10 seasons. He's no scrub. It's scheme. I'm trying to tell y'all, schemes. We could talk about all day, but Dan Quinn didn't have the scheme to stop the run. So it didn't matter if you had the combination of Michael Parsons and Payne, or you had Payne and this. It's because of the scheme. Y'all trying to narrow it down to one player. That's not the case nor the scenario. I got historical data, facts, film, and everything to put together to showcase to y'all that it's the scheme. Since the history of the Washington team, with Daron Payne being on that team, they never finished 29th in defense. But they finished 29th in defense last year. Why, Law? Because of the scheme. They still had the same talent. Yes, the other guy got hurt, but that's not the case nor the scenario. The scheme didn't qualify for these guys to stop the run. So the scheme in the last few years, even when we start talking about the Green Bay Packers versus the Cowboys, the scheme, you can't stop a heavy run team running nickel. That's what we were trying to do. Look, I'm 205 pounds. I have no business playing linebacker. They had a guy that's 205 pounds out there on the field. Y'all see how small I am? That's who they had as a linebacker. But y'all failed to realize it took two. An interior nose tackle and a linebacker. You got to have your linebackers to fit. Those have been our two issues on stopping the run. Matt Eberflus is bringing linebackers in the building. Of course we're going to be better on stopping the run this year. We got real linebackers. We got Kenny Clark. Of course we're going to be better on stopping the run. But you can't pin it to one player. That's what y'all doing. That's equivalent to saying prime time is no good. Why? You can't stop the run. Prime time is terrible. Why? Because you can't come down and hit and field. We have not been a complete team for the last 5 to 10 years. Parsons wasn't even here in 2018, and we couldn't stop the run. Why? No real linebackers and no interior. What time that presser coming on? They keep having these pressers throughout the day. Y'all know scheme matter. Yeah. And it's not about the money. Now, the distractions were there, of course. And my thing is, if you wanted to move on from Parsons, I get all of that. Do that stuff before the draft. I'm trying to win now. I'm not trying to win 3 years from here, 10 years from here. From the 626, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Law scheme absolutely matters.
Yeah.
We know that because Quinn was trying to stop the run on the way to the quarterback. So we were out of lanes, getting pushed around and just keeping holes, and they're just running all over us.
Hero ball.
That wasn't my point for calling in.
Yeah.
My point for calling in was this Eagles game. I feel like it's going to go back to maybe 3-4 years ago. If you remember, all our games against the Eagles were coming down to basically who had the ball last. There were shootouts.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, shoot.
So I feel like that's going to come back with the offense we have, with the questionable parts on defense at corner. I feel like it might be who has the ball last, if we can outscore them type of, who doesn't turn the ball over, who doesn't fumble or have a stupid penalty. But one last point is I think that they're going to make a move with these draft picks. I think if it's week 5 and we're 2-2 or better, and the Cleveland Browns are 0-4, 1-3, I think they send 2 firsts and try to get Myles Garrett. He's there in the wheelhouse. His contract is where they want it at $40 million. They might do him a solid and say, you know what, you're wasting another year over here. We don't have a quarterback. And take those 2 firsts from our first, Green Bay's first, and then they have a top first. So they have 3 first-round picks to make a move.
Yeah.
That's what I see them doing. And if they do that, then everybody be jumping for joy and not be worrying nothing about Michael Parsons no more.
True that.
But yeah, that's all I got today.
No doubt. Appreciate you for calling in. Good call from my guy Cunningham, man. The whole thing is, I got a super chat. Appreciate you, man. I'm gonna see how they say your name here. Yo, how you say your name here, bro?
The 3 RD Morris $10.
RD Morris.
Guys, they haven't been able to stop the run since 2018. In 7 years they couldn't fix it. They had to trade Micah to finally fix the run game. Did free agency not exist during that time span?
That's all I'm trying. Boy, you saving me from going gray over here, man. Morris, that's all I've been saying, y'all. I'm not mad. I'm frustrated. That's what I'm a little frustrated. I'm disappointed in y'all, because y'all making it about one. Now, granted, I am on record. If Parsons don't want to be here, send him off somewhere, right? But don't send him to the same. Don't send him to Green Bay is what I'm getting at too. Send him to the AFC. And when Jerry Jones said we specifically look for a team with a D tackle, that's like shooting yourself in your own foot because you could have at least did that before the draft. You could have accumulated a whole bunch of stuff. And it may sound like whining, but no, I'm not complaining. I'm explaining the situation. If we really wanted to move on from Parsons, a week, 7 days before you play the Eagles is almost like signing Dak Prescott a day before the game. It's crazy insane. Crazily insane. It's like taking a dump after you get out of the shower. Don't you hate that? I know y'all don't like that. Dang, I gotta take a dump. You go get your butt back in that shower, ain't you? Jeez. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all just don't want to hear it. Dr. Q, man, you live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Hey, Law, man. Hey, check this out. Check this out, man. You don't have to justify anything to anyone, bro. Real football fans know where you're coming from. We enjoy what you do. Just keep up the great work, man. I'm going to talk fast because, man, I wasn't going to get on. I'm sitting here trying to pay my bills, and I was like, man, I was listening to the first caller and et cetera, et cetera. But to the first caller, man, even though we got the picks, man, you got to think about this. Okay, so there's 32 teams. You kick 14 off to the left because you know to get in the playoffs you're going to need a 9-7, right? So now that leaves you with 18 teams. So we know Dallas, even if they're not as successful as we want them to be, they're not going to finish with less than 7 games of winning. So now those teams that are picking 1 through 10, their records are typically 4 and 13, somewhere like that. So now even with a 7 and 10, you're picking at around 11 or 12. So you're not going to get that top 10 pick unless you make some moves and give up such and such, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is Dallas won't be picking the top 5. So I just hope our fans quit thinking that they're not going to pick in the top 5 because they won't lose that many games, even with Micah Parsons gone. They're not going to do that. Right. But the thing is too, man, with that, the Cowboys, what a lot of folks don't understand is that if you look at the way the other teams been winning, like filthy Eagles and all of that, it all goes back to the draft. And it's like this. If you look at mostly about 90% of the players they pick, we don't even try to visit them. The Jalen Carters, you could have got the other Smith they just got last year. All of these SEC players lined up from Georgia, you had the opportunity. But what does Jerry do? He goes, and this goes back to Will McClay and everybody that's involved. I want to go pick somebody from Boise State. I want to go pick somebody from Idaho. Meantime, the other teams are picking proven players that have played against proven competition. That's one of the biggest issues that I have with our Cowboys teams. We will not take a chance on said player that may have had a DUI or something in college.
Yeah. Well. I know you're rolling with this, but whoever the northeastern scout over there in Michigan, I just hope that one day, man, he just realized, man, he need to stop it. They need to get an SEC scout somewhere in the South, man. They can really, you know what I mean? And I know no shade at Michigan, but we picked up another Michigan guy and got rid of Ryan Flanoy. I don't know how this thing gonna go, man. And I guess we complaining about that. I guess he's gonna be better than Ryan Flanoy. But keep going.
I don't understand it, bro. But they do that all the time. And the last thing, before I go, the problem, the problem is what a lot of fans, our fans don't want to understand is that we are playing what I call them the ACL crew. So we have great players,
Calvin.
but I do want our fans, like the first caller said, oh, you got overshown and all that. Bro, I'm here to tell you, let me say this, with my medical experience, you're not going to get them players back to November.
No doubt, man.
They're going to be there week 1 through 5.
Well, I think, we just went through
Hold tight, man. I got the presser on. Got the presser on,
Dr. At the end of the day,
Q.
it was
Appreciate
unanimous. This is not something we came about. It wasn't something where it was like an overnight thing. We had talked about it. And at the end of the day, I think when you look at a football team, when you can potentially add up to 4 or 5 players and things like that, it gives you the ability to do some things. We were certainly excited about the addition of Kenny Clark. I've played against Kenny. He's very, very disruptive inside. And, again, when we looked at it, it was, something that at the end of the day, when you get a chance to get things back in return that you're excited about, then, you make the move. And so, obviously, at the end of the day, we got to maximize the picks that we have, and that'll obviously be the plan.
When you had talked to him over the weekend after the last preseason game, was it in your mind that there's a possibility he might not be with me?
When I talk to Micah, no, yeah. I mean, look, it's one of those situations where when all my interaction with the players, it's I'm checking on them, I'm talking to them, and but no, I didn't know. You never know. You're not certain until it's done, and when it's done, it's done, and that's the best way to handle that stuff.
God.
Brian Todd Archer with ESPN. Was there ever a time that you thought it just wasn't going to work out with Micah?
I think I've been pretty upfront and honest that I was confident he would be back. I think at the end of the day, we're happy for Micah, his family. You look at the deal that he got, that's awesome. I wish him nothing but the best. I mean, he's done an incredible job here for the Cowboys for the last 4 years, and but again, you never know. I mean, you never know how these things are going to play out. And at the end of the day, I'm excited about all the additions that we've added, not just Kenny, but again, we've got some pretty good DBs that we've added. This is something you guys know all the time. It's a 365 day a year. But to get Triquez, Bridges, and Reddy Stewart, guys that we were excited about, to get Trevor Keegan. At the end of the day, we're about trying to upgrade the roster any chance we get.
And then, did you address the trade with the players today?
Yeah, I did. And again, what I told the players, it wasn't just about Micah. I said, this has been a tough weekend for a lot of guys. There's players that we had to cut, that I had to sit down and, tell them, hey, we're going to waive you, and here's why, and this is what, we're excited about with you, and here's areas that you can get better at. And then we were fortunate to get almost all those guys back. But I just said that at the end of the day, this business it's about that. It's about having hard conversations, and I felt very comfortable with the message to the team today.
And then you mentioned the picks and then what it could be in the future. What does this do for the Cowboys right now?
Well, again, I think, nothing's changed. My goals haven't changed. Our team goals haven't changed. I hit the players on that today after I talked about just the tough couple days, for all the guys, and it doesn't change. The standard is the standard. I said that. We, with all the new pieces and people we had in there, I needed to hit the goal, which is to win a World's Championship. I needed to hit that. We also want to build one of the greatest professional sports cultures in the world, and that's part of the deal. When you add new pieces, you have to make sure they understand your vision. They have to understand your culture. They have to understand the way we view this game. And I think
and they understand the cost.
John Schotty with The Athletic. Where were you at, and just what was your initial reaction when you see that this actually is happening?
I got a call from Jerry Stephen, and once I got the call from them, what I wanted to do was reach out to our players, and so I reached out to, I'd say, I don't know how many it was, a bunch of the leaders, and just I wanted them to hear my voice. You never know how guys are going to take the news like that, but I thought it was important for them to know two things. Me, I'm a connection guy. I'm not afraid to have hard conversations, and so I talked to, I would say, 12 to 14 guys, and had some real candid conversations that I thought was very good. And again, at the end of the day, it's one of those things that some people might shy away from wanting to do that, but I just felt very strongly that these guys needed to hear my voice.
when we were out of training camp, it was pretty obvious that that edge rusher group might be your guys' deepest position. How much did that factor into this?
That was a big part of it. I think, you're always looking at different areas, and when you look at the guys that we have that can create, pass rush, Dante and Sam, certainly drafting a guy like Donovan. James Houston's a guy that's come out of nowhere, that we found on the streets, and Marshawn Nealon. There's guys that we have that play inside that can play outside. So it was part of the decision, but this was not something that we just stumbled upon and said, yeah, let's do this. It was well thought out. It was a lot of conversations about it, and then again at the end of the day, you got to make sure that it works.
Yeah. Nick Harris, Forward Star Telegram. How much of the timing of this was not wanting the cloud of the distraction to push into week 1 of the season? Because you guys dealt with it all training camp, so questions on it. How much of the timing associated with it was getting it done for the season? Nick,
when you talk about trades and stuff, it takes multiple people to get these things done. And again, we didn't have a timeline. It's just when you make a deal, you make a deal. And we were able to make a deal, and the positive thing about it is we're into a regular 7-day cycle with Philadelphia, and it's one of those things that now we get to focus on Philly.
What has the overall team reaction been, and namely Trayvon Diggs, since he was super close to Michael?
Yeah, again, you'd have to ask the guys. Like I said, the real conversations I had with the guys last night, Trayvon was one of the guys I called. Obviously, he and Mike are very close, and he and I had really good conversation, and again, I'm not going to share that with you guys, but he appreciated the phone call. And again, not everybody feels like they have to do that as a head coach, but I do feel like, those guys, I wanted them to have a chance to talk to me. And I said, you guys can say anything you want to me. Here's kind of why we made the decision. Here's what went into it. And again, those conversations were powerful, but also will stay, between me and them.
And lastly, a big part of the deal is that it opens up a lot of cap space for you guys. You'll have the second most in the league right now. Do you anticipate using that cap space?
At some point, I would think, yes, we will.
We
I
better
laugh about that, but yeah. Look, we're in the business of making moves. We're in the business of trying to upgrade the roster every time we get a chance to, and we're glued in on the waiver wire. Will and those guys do an awesome job. And like I said, from the very beginning, the communication between myself and Steven and Jerry and Will and those guys is terrific, and they do an incredible job.
We're in second place.
Just making it easy for us to turn on the film and look at certain guys that have traits like Triquez and Reddy Stewart.
Ready already?
Okay, yeah, let's turn the film on and see what
we got. Money, baby. $41 million. You better do something with it.
Cowboys.com. Brian, some of the defensive ends in the locker room were saying that Micah texted the group chat last night. Have you talked to him since it happened? Did you exchange any sort of communication?
I saw Micah yesterday, but I have not. But that doesn't surprise me. Mike is part of our family. That doesn't change. When you leave the team, it doesn't. Zach Martin's still part of the family.
Different. Two different things now.
It makes me happy that
he's an enemy now.
Still going to be close. Shoot, we see him here in a couple weeks, right? It's like that'll be one that it'll be a ball. But like,
don't butter him up.
That's what I want, because what that means, Tommy, is that we are building the right type of culture where, hey, Mike is going on to Green Bay, but he's still part of the family here. And again, great memories with him and the guys in that locker room.
And then with Kenny, you mentioned this being a game week. What's kind of the plan for him this week, and then how much do you anticipate him playing on Thursday?
Yeah, again, I think he does have some. He's been playing in similar systems and has some exposure to Flus's system. He's a pro. He'll have no problem getting up to speed, so you should expect to see him out there.
Scholar.
Skyler Dix with the AP. This seems like a less than ideal way to kick off your head coaching career, losing perhaps your best player a week before the season. You talked about feeling the need to reach out to the players. How do you sort of put a happy face on this for yourself?
Again, we've got lots of really good players, and again, I'm never going to change who I am. I understand what we've been tasked with from the minute I took this job. We're the Dallas Cowboys. I'm the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and I stared right down the barrel of the gun and said, "Hey, I want to win a Super Bowl," and so that doesn't change. You work and you get excited about the pieces that we've added. Again, it's been really cool to see the guys, wrap their arms around Kenny and some of the other guys that we've brought in, because, again, that's what's going to get us through the tough points in the season, whatever those look like. It's going to be the culture that we've created. And again, I don't sit around and think about, oh, this is my first year as a head coach. This is part of the business, and I'm comfortable with that.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Brian, what would you say to people who question how does this bring the Cowboys closer to that goal-winning world championship, trading away someone who had 12 sacks in the last 4 years?
Yeah, I would say Mike is an incredible player. Nobody disputes that. He's a great player, but this is the ultimate team game. It's the ultimate team game, and we're not going to win a championship with just one person. It's going to take variations of the 69 guys plus that we have on this roster, and injuries are a big part of this, and we've built our depth up, and we've done those things. But, those would be the things that I would say is that, again, at the end of the day, this is the greatest team sport in the world, and to do that, you have to have pieces in place, and I think we have a lot of really good players in place.
Just quickly, how do you feel Kenny Clark fits into what Matt Eberflus wants to do, that kind of attack front style?
Yeah, I think it's a great fit, Garrett. I think, when you look at this guy, the way he plays the game, the way he, comes off the ball north and south, his hands are incredibly violent. This is a guy, I go back to my days in Seattle playing against this guy, and it was like, he's just an all-day battle matchup. He's battle-hardened. But, wow, what a just incredible young man, and I think he is really excited about the opportunity to be a Dallas Cowboy, and I'm excited to get a chance. I have not met his wife and his two young daughters, but can't wait to meet them.
Joe.
Joe White, Dallas Morning News. You talked about the communication and the player acquisition all year long. In this case in particular, how much communication and what was kind of the overdrive with Kenny specifically in terms of saying, hey, that's a guy that we would like as a coaching staff?
Yeah, again, you guys have been around for a while, and again, when you want to stop the run, it's really important to have the pieces to do that. And so this is a guy that, having competed against him, was a huge piece of this puzzle. Like, quite honestly, if Kenny Clark's not in this deal, it may or may not happen. But I've played against this guy, Joe, for so many matchups, and he's just so disruptive in there. And I think in this front, with what he can do, with the depth that we have, with him and Osa in there, a couple of UCLA Bruins, I think that gets me really, really excited. And again, it's really hard when you're standing on the sidelines and you're like, oh man, hey, they're chipping away at us in the running game. And you guys have talked about that. You have to be, strong up the middle. And that was an area that we felt very strongly about, that we wanted to get better at.
Player leadership is obviously a huge part of culture. When something like this happens, how much do you rely on a guy like Dak Prescott, who obviously is a big leader in there?
Yeah, of course. Dak was one of the guys that I called when this happened, along with, again, 12 or 14 other guys. And again, there's the leaders of this team, and the players that I spoke to appreciated me taking the time to call them, and I appreciated being able to have these real conversations with them. And I think that's part of how you move forward, is you have conversations. And again, a lot of coaches probably don't feel that way, but I thought it was very important that once this happened, that they heard it from me. A lot of them had heard it broke, pretty quick, which it does nowadays. But you still get on the phone and you say, "Yo, what's up? It's Schotty. Got a few minutes," and you visit.
Todd.
Obvious of The Athletic. Ryan, you talked about the conversations with players. What have your conversations been like with Matt Eberflus, where, would he like to have a talented player like Mike? I'm sure he would, but, just going and having a player like Kenny then and plugging him in, and just how he goes about scheming.
Yeah, Flus's ability to be multiple and do different things. He's excited about Kenny and what Kenny can bring to this defense. And, when Flus's defenses have been at their best, they've been just dominant against the run. And, there's certainly ways that you can, use your multiple pieces to change fronts and things like that. I'll go back to the 7-iron comment. We haven't even begun to touch on the different matchups and personnel uses that we can use on a given day. But Flus is excited. He's looking forward to Kenny. He's the same thing. He's a guy he's admired. And when you got a piece like that can be as dominant inside, it helps make everybody around him better.
In that room now, what kind of role does Dante Fowler take in a room that's pretty young with a lot of potential, but doesn't have that veteran I guess, production.
Well, so I appreciate you asking about Dante. Dante was one of the players I called, and Dante's grown up so much, and he is a leader.
Gator.
I think
we got all the Gators
when
over
I was
here.
first around Dante a couple years ago, he didn't say much, but like he speaks up in the meetings when we make it interactive, and I ask questions about opinions of different things, about messaging and stuff like that. Dante, it's so cool for me because I see him growing into one of those guys that he wants to share, he wants to give back to some of the younger guys. So absolutely, that's a guy that has already been stepping up and will step up, continually in this role.
Babe.
Hey, Baltimore, 105.9 The Fan. You're obviously in the first year of your contract. If you're in a situation similar to what Mike McCarthy was in last year, in the last year of his contract, would your thought process have been different?
I think we're all on one-year contracts in this business, babe. I mean, I really do. I mean, you do? Hey, mine's a little more than that, but I mean, it's just, I really think, at the end of the day, we're going to be judged on wins and losses. And again, when you grow up in this business and you see the things that you see, whether it's Frank Reich after a year or some of the one-and-dones, and like, it doesn't scare me, doesn't startle me, it's the business. And if you're good at what you do and you know how to capture your players and get them pulling in the same direction, which I think we're going to do a great job of, I think we expect to have great success this year.
Okay.
Jeff Gold with Fox 4. Schotty, obviously, you're trying to invoke positivity, on these calls with the players. Do you acknowledge this as adversity, though?
I don't think so. I mean, again, like you have two ways to look at it. And again, this was a unanimous decision. Like when we talked about it, this was unanimous from top to bottom. And again, when you look at it, there's going to be adversity. I don't see this as adversity. I think that, again, guys will step up. Guys will really do a great job of, again, bringing these new pieces into the locker room and the culture and get them up to speed. It was cool for me just looking over during practice today and seeing Kenny talking to Dante Fowler and Donovan Ezaraku, and it kind of, that's what you want. These guys aren't all standing off by themselves going, what's going on? Like, no, it's not what you do in this business. You could lose players for different reasons in this game. We all know that. Guys retire, guys get injured. There's different ways you lose players, and so no. I mean, I think that there's a chance for us to grow as a football team.
You got the call from Jerry about the trade. What was his main message to you about the move?
Really, the biggest thing was just that it had been agreed upon and it was done. And again, like I said, we had been in conversation about it, and so that's immediately when I knew it was time for me to pick up the phone and reach out to some of our leaders.
Nick.
You've talked about wanting to have the right guys in here. You want to build an elite culture. Did culture play any sort of role in making this decision?
No, Micah and I have. I mean, we've everything I've ever asked Micah to do. I mean, Micah, has been awesome. And Mike and I have had some real conversations going back to last week. You guys asked me about, after the preseason game. So the answer to that's no.
What would you have to replace from him as a leader?
Again, I think, the biggest thing would be some of the young guys are going to have to step up. Donovan knows that. I think I had a chance to talk to Donovan this morning. And, again, leadership, we're strong on leadership. I really do believe that. We're strong on leadership in this locker room, and adding a guy like Kenny Clark doesn't do anything to diminish that. It actually helps that tremendously, and that's one of the reasons that, again, when you look at this, you say, okay, Kenny's going to be a big piece of what we're trying to do because he plays the game the right way. He's I know you guys had a chance to talk to him. He's not overly vocal, but, man, the way he plays the game, the play style, it jumps off the film at your neck.
Kyler.
Adding Kenny changes the depth chart a little bit as it relates to Mozzie. We've asked you a little bit about him this preseason. Do you feel the need to sort of communicate with Mozzie and kind of keep him engaged and make sure he's sort of still there?
Were you in my office on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Whatever day it was. No, I brought Mozzie up and spoke to Mozzie. And why? Talked about Mozzie with his consistency. And he knows that. And, again, he understands. I believe in Mozzie. I do. I believe in Mozzie. I believe that we will get the most out of Mozzie Smith. But I also made it very clear to him that, hey, it's got nothing to do with you being a first-round draft pick. It's that, hey, we know how capable you are of playing to a certain level, and how can we help you do that? So it was a very, very good conversation. But it's funny you asked that because that was a real conversation.
Nick.
Coach Nick Eatman, DallasCowboys.com. Micah was a guy that he rushed from left side, right side, sometimes in the middle. Not to give away what you're doing, but do you have guys that you feel that can kind of move around and be flexible like that?
Yeah, and you know, we're going to be multiple. We're going to move guys around. I think I talked a little bit about some of the guys that play inside that have gone outside and vice versa, but I'm certainly not going to, like you said, give away the advantages. But yes, I feel very comfortable that we're going to move the pieces around, and we'll always be looking for matchups. I think that's what Flus and A-Dub, White Cotton, when I say A-Dub, you guys know that, but they're so good at is finding matchups and the type of rusher versus a certain guard or a certain tackle. Those things are really, really important.
Ed.
Ed Warder, WFAA. You said that this was a unanimous decision of the front office and the coaching staff. That doesn't necessarily mean there isn't conversation and concerns expressed along the way. Were there people who needed convincing that this was the right thing, or was it obvious to all involved that there was the benefit outweighed the risk?
No, I think the conversations were always great, you know, back and forth. You know, again, I'm not going to get into the different things that we talked about, but like there'd be some times that you'd say something or someone would say something, and it was great, you know, feedback. Well, okay, what about this and what about that? And sometimes when we would have those conversations, it would generate other thoughts. But again, at the end of the day, it was a unanimous decision. And again, I wish Micah nothing but the best. And I really do look forward to seeing him before the game against Green Bay, but maybe not on the field.
Brad.
Brad Sham, Cowboys Radio 105.3 The Fan. In other news, you mentioned the two defensive backs you claimed a couple times. What do you like about them? Do you envision a competition in practice for the slot position? Now you've got the two guys you used back on the practice squad. And what did you like about the guard from the Eagles?
Yeah, well, I'll talk about Bridges first. You know, the length jumps off the film at you. You know, he looks the part. I saw him and Vaughn standing next to each other today, and, like, that's what they're supposed to look like. But he's just very, very comfortable in coverage. Like when you're watching him play the man-to-man coverage, he was so comfortable playing in all different types of press man-to-man. He's got great length. He's very aggressive in run support. You know, we talk about all the time, no house guests. For Stewart, he has the advantage because he knows the system, having played for Flus. We actually watched some of his clips from Minnesota, but also from him with Flus, and they only got him active, I think, one time last year. But here's a guy with tremendous ball skills. I think he had 12 interceptions. Brad, correct me if I'm wrong on that, in college coming out of Troy, 2 in the preseason a couple years ago. So that jumped off the film. And then, you know, for Trevor, it was a guy that we liked coming out. And, again, that center guard flex is something that's really, really valuable for, you know, any team. And so I think that was, you know, something that we were looking forward to, but we're always looking to try to upgrade and find different pieces that might make us a better football team.
Last one, Todd.
Have the players selected captains yet?
We actually voted on today, and so I'll let you guys know when I get them all tallied up. And we are going to do, I think I shared with you guys, we are going to do year-long captains along with you know, a captain of the week based on guys that deserve it. But like I said before, I think it's really, really cool to be able to say you were a captain of the Dallas Cowboys in 2025.
Artie?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That guy right there, man, my goodness, man. Let me see what we got right here. These diaper Dannies, boy. Boy, they had a lot of conversation on this one. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. So basically what I took away from what he was saying is that the Cowboys, this was a collective decision that he talked to everybody, and once you're a Cowboy, you're always a Cowboy. You're a fan of the Cowboys. And it's one of those things, whereas when you look at everything, and I think we got a lot of tractions from here, I don't think that they know what to do with all of that money. Law, can you please get some of these real content, please? The diaper Dannies are killing us on the Sergio. Yeah. Go get some of the non-snakes. I see you. Stephon Gilmore. Okay, glad that Micah is gone. Some
Carl
people.
Eli $10. Micah fought the law and the law won. Law Nation after 5 he Micah trade we have 42 mil in cap. What positions do you think the Jones family will spend that money?
I don't want to hear no more pies, man. I don't want to hear no more pies. I don't want to hear no more situations as it relates to we don't have enough money. We do have enough money. We have enough money to go and make things happen. We got enough money to go out there and get a tangible, and I mean just that, a tangible pieces. But you still got to play. You still got to pay Bland, and you still got to pay Tyler Smith. Who else we got to pay, y'all? Oh, George Pickens. So you got to pay these three. So next year, I don't want us talking about the 3 issues that we have to pay. We have enough money. There should be no more excuses on who we should go out there and go grab. I got from the 703, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
No, what it do, bro?
Not much, man. Sound like you in the hallway, man. Way away from the phone, man.
Man, about a couple weeks ago, man, I had dropped my phone in some water, so that's the issue, I guess.
Man, we can barely hear you, man. Make it quick.
I just wanted to say, man, I'm just like excited, man, as you just showed on the screen, man, the cap space we got available. I look at it like this, you know, the trade was yesterday, I slept on it, and now to really actually digest what we got back for the trade, I'm excited, bro. We can go do some things. We can really stack this defense up. We set offensively, like you said, Jerry just got Perry, but, you know, pay people, take care of the business first. But to be honest with you, I'm overly excited about the cap room plus the picks, man. That's really all I got to say, bro. I just want to give the fans, you know what I'm saying, something to look forward to. But
No doubt.
We are in the prime spot, brother. And I want to say this.
What's that?
This season just might scare a lot of people talking in terms of our opposition, man. We got a hell of an offense. And with Micah gone, I really think we are still, you know, have like, I'd say about 16th, 17th ranked defense. I still don't think our defense is going to be bottom of the league. I mean, you only can go up from where we was at last year.
No doubt, man. Like, they can barely hear you, man. I can hear too. So let people know. Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Yeah, man. Go Cowboys, man. Y'all keep y'all head up. We're going to be all right. DC, from DC to Dallas, man.
No doubt, man. It's 703. Yeah, we got a lot of money. So this could – how the Cowboys operate in the next 2 to 3 years will be predicated upon what their core philosophy will be. We no longer have to have – now, I take that back because Tyler Smith going to take a good chunk, a big chunk of this money, right? He's going to take a big chunk, but we'll see how they still maneuver around. And if I'm not mistaken, Tyler Smith do have David Mulugeta or Athlete First as his agent. And it's going to be a situation, a scenario. Yeah. We'll find out, man. We'll find out. I got from the 313, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to me. $352, you live.
What's going on? What's going on, Law?
Not much, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, so I was just going to say to you, I heard some rumors going around that the Dolphins was trying to shop Tyreek Hill. So I was going to say, what if we use one of these first-round picks and pick up Tyreek Hill and end up having the best wide receiver room ever in the NFL?
I mean, that would be a situation. I'm going to see what Tyreek Hill. I know he had a horrid year last year, right?
That was with Tua out, though, you know?
Yeah, true
so
that.
He didn't have a quarterback throwing to him.
Facts.
I think that would seal up any questions about our defense. We would score so many points, our defense wouldn't even have to worry about nothing.
Right, and then you can have
You know?
formations where you got Hill and as well as what's the smooth name? What's his name? At the tip of my tongue. Turpin.
Oh yeah, Turpin's nice.
Sure,
Turpin's nice.
you go 4 wide with Hill, Turpin, Pickens, and Lamb. Yeah, that would
they
be
ain't gonna
crazy.
know who to guard.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then when
yeah.
if Mingo comes back and you go 5 wide, what they gonna do?
I don't
You
know,
know?
man. That could be the reason why they got rid of my guy Ryan Flanoy.
I'm saying it sounds like a pipe dream, but what if? All I'm saying is, what if? You know, it looks awfully good right now, and everything lines up as that could be the case. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying I would love for it to be. You know, at first I was a little upset about the Michael Parsons trade, but after I thought about it, you know, I started losing sympathy for him because he pretty much said "fuck you" to all the Dallas Cowboys fans because you know it was all "I'm not about the money, I'm not about the money," you know, and then come to find out everything he said just seemed disingenuous and it was about the money, you know. That's why Jerry offered him what was it, close to 180 or 190 million for 5 years guaranteed, and he turned it down, you know, which ends up being more money than the Packers are actually giving him. And I heard that's why he actually wanted to take that deal once they heard they were shopping him in the trade.
Right now, I'm looking at Jonathan Taylor. He had 1,400 yards off of 300 carries, a lot of carries. But he averaged 4.7 yards, and he had 11 touchdowns. If you want to balance this stuff out, man, give me that. I would give the Colts a first and a third right now and say, hey, he's 26, he's 5'10", 226. Boy, I think he got at least about 3 more years in him, man. I got to go back and watch some film on Jonathan Taylor. I didn't know he was that nasty last season. Now, that's what I would do. I'll give them a first and a third, and maybe I'll throw somebody and give him Mozzie or something. I'll give him first and a third and Mozzie.
Get rid of Mozzie.
No.
we just throwing him in the Andy deal at this point, huh? we need to clear up a roster spot.
A scratch off or something, man. I'm trying to win now. I'll find Jerry. And I'll eat some duck tacos, man. If he fool around, I'll eat some duck tacos, man.
I'll join you.
Yeah, you join me, man. We'll have a duck taco at the feast at the start at the stadium over there in Frisco. If they fool around and get Jonathan Taylor, I'll be happy with that. You know, I don't think the coach gonna do anything, and they got Daniel Jones as their quarterback. I'll do that. Right now.
And if we get Jonathan Taylor, all of us need to say we sorry to Jerry for ever doubting him.
I'll kiss the ring. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's one more point I want to make so I can close this out and then I'll head out. All right. I know you was upset that we didn't trade Michael before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we didn't have the opportunity because at that time we were still negotiating with him, and Jerry didn't know things was going to go south the way they did. All right.
True that.
So in all fairness, Jerry, I believe he would have, knowing, you know what I mean? If he knew this was going to happen, I believe it would have happened beforehand. But he had to, you know, get what he could before the cancer spread throughout the locker room, and it really went downhill for the season. So I feel like he had to cut his losses before it got too bad, and that's what I'm in at. That's my thought.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you calling in, man.
Love the content, man, and appreciate you, bro.
No doubt, man. Good call from 352. Yeah, man, I give up a real first one, man. You know, some people say it ain't worth it, man. Shoot. F them picks, man. Shoot. Give me Jonathan. Give me Jonathan now, you know. We'll see. The trade deadline. When is the trade deadline? When is the trade deadline, y'all? Because that's what we really, if we're gonna be like this team that's gonna be identified as a run first team and a team that's gonna try to stop the run, hey, I had 2 wishes, man, and if we can stop the run and run the ball, I'm good, man. Shoot. Hey, Swag says if they can move on from Ball says if we need Bijan Robinson. Shoot. Bijan, Bijan Robinson is the kind of caliber of pickup that you pull Emmett to the side and say, Emmett, let me get that 22 up out for you, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Emmett, man. I got from the 214. You're live on the nation, man. What's up? Howell the third, man. What's good with you?
Good, baby. What's good?
All good, man. Can't complain.
Say, man, I just want to say I'm hearing a lot of fans like basically talk like Michael Parsons wasn't that guy just because he in Green Bay. Like we gonna do so much better without Michael Parsons. He was not a leader and all that. Why am I hearing this now? Why when he gone? I believe I've called you before and I've asked you before. Why do we, when a player leaves our organization, do we choose to talk bad about him?
Yeah, it's just you talking about like the front office and everything.
I'm fans and fans included. It seems like we love a player when he play for us, and then as soon as he gone, we got so much bad to say about him, and that makes me mad as a fan. I just don't understand. Now I'm hearing a lot of people, even the people who call in the Yo Show, Ball Show, and they talk bad about Michael Parsons. And if Michael Parsons was still here, they wouldn't be saying all this.
I mean, they would talk bad about him while he was here, bro. To be fair,
some people were talking bad about him, and I do actually think that the people that were talking about him while he was here let Jerry get in their ear. I want to tell the fan base, say, man, don't let Jerry get in your ear about players. See, this is the reason why stuff like this happens. I've heard all y'all say, man, they throw them feelers out just to see what fans got to say, and then they'll do it. Y'all let Jerry trick y'all out the game. And Jerry very much well tricked y'all out the game. And now y'all think everything is all good. This dude is not going to help us stop the run. And if he does help us stop, Kenny Clark.
No. Hold. Here's my thing, man, Howard III. Kenny Clark, after looking at tape and everything, he's what I want. I wanted another defensive tackle. I said I wanted somebody that can get in like a veteran guy, right? I wanted a veteran guy so that we won't have Mozzie out there for 60 snaps.
So we had to give up our best pass rusher to get one of those guys?
No, we didn't have to do that part, but I wasn't specific. I'm claiming myself now because I said before the season started, I said pretty much after training camp, I'm on record saying that I wouldn't know if the Cowboys are serious about this team if they go get a defensive tackle, a real veteran cornerback, and those are the two things I said. And, of course, I said running game, but, we're going to wait and see because we got into the trade deadline for that. But they did that. They went and got a defensive tackle by way of getting rid of Parsons, and I get it. Stuff done got sailed and sullied and muddied with the contract situation. Jerry, the need to be right, and they had some odd ends on that. No one would know the truth until ESPN 30 for 30, and until Jerry is gone, maybe 20 years from now, we'll hear a documentary on this, right? But I think that with Kenny Clark, regardless of the situation, we were going to be a better run-stopping defense regardless because of Matt Eberflus. But now we even better because of Kenny Clark. But my thing is, now we don't have any ability to get to the edge. I've seen Sam Williams struggle in preseason, even though he was told to play loosely. I've seen Donovan Ezaraku not get into the quarterback in preseason. The only person, and we can barely go by preseason, I know, the only person that I've seen with consistent motor, consistent ways to get in the field was Tyrus Wheat and James Houston. Well, we go.
You wasn't doing to get ones or twos.
Yeah. And he going against ones and twos. That's all I got to go by.
He wasn't going against ones and twos.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody is bigging up this Houston kid, and he was going up against threes and fours.
But that's the only one I can say.
The Cowboys always blow a hole when they get something fixed. They got to blow a hole in something else to get one thing fixed. And we wonder why we had the same problem every time.
We'll see.
And I want to tell you this here, Law.
Talk to
the
me.
season is gonna be a season, but
Right.
when this happens, and I'm telling you this will happen, when this run stopping don't help us equate to any more wins than what we normally got, I'm going to call you and I'm gonna relish in it. And I just want you to say yes, Miss. I just want you to say yes, Thurston Howell.
Thurston Howell, the third.
You got every right to relish in it. I'm stating it right now. My OG, I want to state it right now. When it happens, and it will happen, it's not going to equate to any more wins. It ain't going to equate to us looking any better. So I just want you to be like, yes, you have the right to relish in it. That's all I want.
So what do you got us going this season? What's your record before I let you go? I
got us winning 7 games and missing the playoffs.
I don't want your future, but I appreciate you for calling in.
That's a bit, man. I always say this when I get out the phone with you, man. I appreciate you for taking my call.
Man, I appreciate you for calling in, man. And, I love different points of views, man. And people think I be mad at folks, man. I ain't mad at y'all, man. I'm definitely not mad at y'all. I'm not. I don't see us winning on the 7 games. I don't see us winning on the 7 games. My only hope would be if we can stay healthy. I was looking at Bijan Robinson. I still got that thing on the screen. Let me get off of that screen there. My hope would be if we can just stay healthy. That's the only hope would be. This offense is better than what it was last season. This defense will be better than what it was last season. With or without Michael Parsons. That's my stance on it. But I let people relish. Swayze relished for about 15 minutes on the call the other day. 305 relished about 15 minutes. They were saying trade Michael Parsons last after the Green Bay game. You know how many? That was the whole year. They're saying trade him then. I let people relish. That doesn't mean I'm wrong. That mean they're right. It's just for what it is, right? You know, that's just for what it is. I already naturally can't stand Green Bay. Green Bay being more of a thorn in our side than the Eagles. Matter of fact, if it's one of the two, I hate Green Bay more than I hate the Eagles. If I had a pecking order of teams that I hate, and don't say you don't supposed to hate anybody, Law. Ecclesiastic, it says it's a time for hate. The 49ers, Green Bay, Steelers, Giants, Eagles. Can't stand the Giants more than I can't stand the Eagles. Eagles just annoying. They still at the bottom. I really don't worry about them. But I cried like a baby in 19 of 94. Oh, man, I cried. Oh, I cried so long. And then Detroit down there, too. Detroit like the number 6 or something like that on that list, too. Washington team is somewhere in that mix, too. I can't stand Washington either. Consolation prize. You can put Denver in there. 49ers, Green Bay. Yeah. Oh, the 49ers. My brother will let y'all know. Oh, my God, my brother will let y'all know. Seattle Seahawks, too, and they're in the mix, too. And it's not because of Seattle Seahawks of what they did to Tony Romo and them. Twine for the slick ball or what have you. This goes all the way back to the Joey Galloway thing where I can't stand them damn Seattle Seahawks. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I can't stand them Seattle Seahawks. Then the picks that we gave up to get Joey Galloway, they went and got Sean Alexander. I wanted us to draft Sean Alexander, but we didn't have that pick. That could have been our replacement for Emmett during that time frame. H-Town get down from the 832. Russell, man, you talk to us. Boy, he in the H-Town getting down. 5470, you live on the Nation. Talk to me.
What's up, Law?
No doubt.
Hey, man, I ain't got much to talk about. I just want Schotty doing a hell of a job. That's all I'm going to say. Because, boy, ain't no in hell first-year coach supposed to be dealing with all this.
Oh, yeah. No way.
But about the trade, man, I say last night, I was with you. I was sad. I was crying. But, hey, today's another day. It is what it is at this point. I'm just ready to see some football.
Yeah. And I appreciate that, 470. If you hit your pinky toe on the edge of a coffee table, I want you to swear. I want you to get mad. I want you to be frustrated. Don't hit your pinky toe and just keep walking saying I'm okay and bottle that up, and then 2 or 3 days from now, you just go off on a random person that's on the street, you know? Yeah. Curse a little bit, man. Get angry. Go get mad. That's the whole point of being a human, right?
Hey, Law.
Yeah.
But real talk, when you look like you was about to cry, I felt all that.
Man, because it's bigger than just sports. I cried because I didn't cry, but I was in my feelings a little bit because I'm receiving messages. You know what I'm saying? People crying. They didn't want to leave. My phone was still rumbling until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That was a lot last night, bro.
It's bittersweet too, though, because a lot of people
in
don't.
Atlanta, bro.
Yeah. A lot of people don't understand that Mama Parsons, she was still working. That money wasn't guaranteed.
Sure.
She was still working a 9 to 5. Most people think that, you know, just because somebody play in the National Football League that they got money. No. They have stuff that they had to pay off. They had things that they had to do. Now, granted, I'm not trying to make a sob story about a guy who's a multimillionaire, right? But what I'm saying is that people have other things that y'all don't see. Family members who got moved in here, and you got to move up out of here. There's a lot of stuff that goes on beyond the parameters of football field, right?
For sure. 'Cause I see Papa Parson all the time.
Yeah.
So I definitely, you know, we get attached to players, unfortunately, sometimes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the players that get attached to us.
They do get attached to us.
Yeah. So it ain't like Michael wasn't attached to us too. So
right.
I mean, it went both ways. But that's all I wanted to say today. I'm glad you're feeling better today. You know, it's another day. We got plenty of football in Atlanta going on this weekend. So I'm gonna go to a couple of these games and I'm gonna be good. So.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you calling in, Chief. Good call from me.
All right, brother. You have a good day, man.
No doubt. All right, let's do this.
The conference has been locked.
It's Friday. We got a boogie and roll. I got Pastor Tim. You live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Oh yes, sir. I love my man. I still love my boys, man. I feel the pain. What the fans is going through. I feel your pain. You know, I feel sometimes. You know, I feel when you lay down in bed. I know grown men we cry when a man lay in the bed crying while his wife trying to comfort him. But I seen this guy, you know, broke down, started crying. But Michael Parsons got traded. It was his birthday, and he gave him a Michael Parsons jersey, number 11.
Yeah.
And he cried like a baby.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at him on that. I feel your pain. Sometimes you might have broken legs and broken arm and somebody might take your head off. But I'm telling you right now, man, the clock is clicking. Time is moving.
Right.
Meaning, my point is, you still have to move on. Go forward, look forward. We got to look for the future. We as a nation, we got to look towards the future and see what we learn out of this. What can we do? What we going to do out of this change of the team? See, now it makes room for other guys to grow. Cause look, remember that time when Michael Jordan left the Bulls and he played with the Wizards. See, Michael Jordan couldn't do it by himself when he played with the Wizards. When he played with Bulls, he did what? He was very unstoppable. Cause he had what? He had Danny Robinson, very good on defense. He had Pittman. He wasn't the only best on their team. See, my point is, you could be the best guy on your team, but that doesn't mean you're gonna stay. It doesn't mean, you're gonna get killed. They're gonna keep you there. They're gonna pay you. See, sometimes your prices get too high. When your price is too high, it's up there too high, and you willing not to take the discount, the team discount. What I'm saying is, you could have took a pay cut. You could have said, okay, I love my Cowboys. Let me do this real quick. Let me do a pay cut. When you do a pay cut, you know what could happen.
In closing, Pastor. In closing.
Yeah. And see, my thing is this. Yes, we lost a good player. That's true. But also at the same time, we got a good player too. But I dislike Green Bay. I don't like Green Bay, and I don't like the Eagles. But at the same time, this is a business move we made.
What's your point?
This is a business move.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to. That's my point. I just give you my point. This is a business move. At Jerry Jones, like I said, the price. Let me give you something, a little something. Okay, when you go to the store and go shopping, you look for the best price you could buy. You're not looking for the highest price. You're looking for the reasonable price, right? Not the highest price, the reasonable price. So you go buy the reasonable price. You're not gonna buy something overpriced. Okay, let me leave it as that. So that's what Jerry Jones did. So all right, how about them Cowboys? God bless everyone. Everybody have a blessed day. Thank you.
No doubt. Appreciate you, Pastor Tim. Yeah. Pastor collection played around. Shout out to Pastor Tim. I got CJ, man, from the 210 UN. CJ, talk to me, man.
Man, what's going on, baby?
Not much.
Man, look here, man. If I'm allowed to do my little vending, my little 2 cents in the way I need to,
go ahead.
Please allow me to.
Go ahead.
Hey, check this out, man. Parsons being gone, it wasn't 10% of it. 10% of it was about the money. I'll just say 10% of it. If it's true, Jerry offered him a little over $200 million, 5 years. I get. He got 4 years over there for 188. Say Jerry offered him a little over 200, 5 years, but like 180 million guaranteed. That's just 10% of the deal. 90% of it was about the change. Parsons was trying to change the way things work in Dallas.
Okay.
That's what he was trying to do. And it became a power struggle. He wanted to be more powerful than the team. He wanted to be more powerful than Jerry Jones, just because he got this praise, just because he got this crown put on his head. Since he's been anointed as he's a great pass rusher. And like I told you, I'm a Cowboy fan. So, would I prefer him to be in Dallas? Yeah, because he do offer some good significant help. Hey, I can say the same things that other people say. Oh, he didn't do this in the stretch. You know what I'm saying? When the game is on the line and you need to play out of him, where is he at? Hey, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just what that is. You can't. That's just like with my company, right? I got employees that want special privileges. You know what I'm saying? I got employees that'll bust their tails and that'll work hard and be respectful and be on time and do all the things that I need a good employee to do. But then you can't come to me and try to change up how this operation go.
In time, bro. But in closing, I'm gonna give you one more thing you say before you go.
No, man, I'm just being real, bro. Like. Parsons.
Appreciate you. All right, I got Mike, man. You're live on the Nation, man. Talk to me. Jimmy, the Greek, you on the Nation, man. Talk to me.
What up, my brother?
Not much, bro, man. What you got for me?
Listen, I woke up this morning like most of us, and it was kind of like a surreal moment. It felt like a dream, you know what I mean? But the truth is, you know what? Parsons is gone, and the bottom line is he didn't want to be here.
Terrence
If he
Smith,
really wanted to be here, he'd still be
I
here.
think we failed to realize he wasn't even using Miho right,
it all
and he
came
averaged
down
13
to the
sacks a
mighty
season.
dollar,
The right
my
DC
brother.
is going to have him looking
That's what it
crazy. I
came
wish
down
we
to. And
would.
if you
They
saw the
hired Rex
video
a
today
few
of
years
him
ago to
posting,
see it here.
did that look like a man that was upset? That looked like a man that was a leader of this team, that was, that he was hurting about leaving this organization? No, not at all. And his back looks pretty good to me. So you know what? I have no ill feeling against Micah. He's a tremendous talent, and I loved him while he was here. But the bottom line is we need to move on. And and like you said, I feel like we are really a better team than last year.
We are.
And I'm going to stay confident. I'm going to stay positive, optimistic, and bring on the fucking Eagles, and let's go, baby.
Let's get it, man. Shoot. I can't wait to face off against those Eagles, man. We still gonna be victorious.
Hell
yeah. And I can't wait. I can't wait, because now there should be no excuses for them. No excuses for them. We know who our we know our elements. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be okay.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you for calling in.
Always, my brother.
That's my guy, man. That's my guy, Jimmy the Greek, man. Always holding it down. Mike, we circle back to you, Mike. You live. Mike went and found Mike McCarthy over there. One more time, 832, you're live. 832. Not much, bro. What you got for me?
Oh, man, we just gonna get real to him. Long, we got over the trade. We just didn't get enough for it, man. So
that's that's my real anger of it all. Just two firsts and a Kenny. It ain't split it for me.
I mean, it should have been at least 3 firsts, Kenny, and probably Christian Watson, man. I would have been happy with that. Then we could have scored about 40 points a game, and we got us a running back.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier. Watson as your fourth receiver. Couldn't nobody stop that offense. You know what I'm saying? I think he's coming back from an injury, but still, you're supposed to get at least 3 firsts for a generational talent. And, $47 million, I've been thinking about it a lot. They could have signed Parsons and had $80 million to sign the next 3 players next year.
That part,
everybody knew we had $35 million left that we didn't spend this offseason. We were supposed to get more than what we got. We should have got Javon Kinlaw and Dre Greenlaw. And then we could have been talking about a Super Bowl.
Hey, boy, you talking about language.
We had we had $35 million. I mean, what are you sitting on $35 million for, Law? When you the number 1 sports franchise in the world. And you're in the salary cap league.
Yeah.
It is mismanagement at its best for the offseason, mismanagement on the Parsons deal. And, it's just like the younger generation and the older generation clashing, and the older generation just threw his hands up and said, I'm done. When you have a super player like Parsons, and he is a super player, sometimes they have some quirkiness, right? So you learn how to work around that and build with it. And they finally were trying to get some talent around Parsons. They failed.
It's your time, bro.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you, man.
Okay.
You got any more? Stay before I let you go.
Well, I was just saying they tried with Mozzie and Field. They needed up the middle. They tried with Mozzie and Field. So, this the backlash of it all.
No
Have
doubt.
a good one, Law. I'll talk to you later, man.
No doubt. All right. For the 971, you live. Talk to me.
What's going on, Natchez?
Not much, bro. What you got for us today?
Oh man, I see you in your feelings. I gotta walk you off the cliff, huh?
Oh, man, I'm fine, man. Shoot. I'm blessed. I ain't got nothing to worry about.
I see you in your feelings. You was upset about that. Everybody was. We just gotta calm down, let everything transpire in front of us, and and just go out there and play ball. It's gonna take more than one man to make this thing better, make this thing work like we want it to. We'll be able to. Hopefully, his foot is ready to go and is healthy, and he's in tip-top shape. He's gonna push the pocket. He will free up. We might see a little bit of Mozzie, really see Mozzie this year because he won't be double teamed. We'll find out. I thought maybe we should have got more. You should have got that third round pick that we lost, for Pickens. Jerry still needs to learn how to get better and doing his trades, but and I guess he's just still on the learning curve. I don't want to I know how much time I got, but I think we're gonna be better. Parsons kind of made it bad on himself when he didn't come out and practice. I like him as an individual, but it's all about the team. But I'm happy right now. I'm happy right now where this thing is going. I wasn't yesterday, but now I have time to think on it and I talk about it. But everybody, let's just be happy. Let's be happy in front of them and see what they're gonna come out and give us. But it won't be no running the ball a whole bunch this year, though. It won't be no running the ball. So, but it's gonna come down to the offense scoring points. Dak Prescott making plays. That's what it's gonna come down to. The defense is gonna be sound this year. It's gonna come down to that. And I want to drop the mic on that.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you so much.
This is where we fight.
No doubt, man. That's JP on the ones and twos. All right, Cowboy Nation. Appreciate everybody, man, for rocking and rolling with us.
Goodbye.
The whole nature of this is we got to find out what we're going to do for the 2025 season. For those who just now tuning in, the Cowboys Week 1, September the 4th, on a Thursday night. Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's stay locked, loaded, and rooted in. My strategy, Week 1, you got to run the ball at them. You got to run it at Jordan Davis, at Jalen Carter. They have decent to good linebackers. Jihad Campbell is a hook to flat sideline type of guy. So he got good speed, and if you're going to try to run it and press it on the edges there, you got to attack them where their weakness at. Their weakness right now is their secondary, even though they have a good and pretty much decent front seven. You got to give them credit where credit is due at on that aspect of it. So the Cowboys just got to be them. Pull up my lineup one more time. Cowboys just got to be ready, and let me see if I can pull up this filthy. Let's go right here. Where we at? Here we go. Where they at? I'm on the AFC side. Where I'm at? I need to come down to the NFC. Here we go. I don't know why they done disappeared over here. Damn, Eagles. There y'all go. Weaknesses, once again, will be on the secondary side. You got to attack the edges here on the secondary, and that's what we're looking for, matchups. The matchup, Lamb versus Quinyon Mitchell, Pickens versus Adoree Jackson, Turpin versus Cooper DeJean. You want those matchups, right? And we got to figure out a way when we do run the ball, you're going to have to run it at Carter. You're going to have to run it at the Ojomo. You got to run it at him, and of course, Jordan Davis is rotating in, so they got some good ability to rotate in and out. So we're going to have to make sure we be prepared for that and get ready. Now, on the flip side, when we go to our defense, of course, it's not as lavish, but Murray Mears live foul. He's a downhill hitter, thumper type of guy. Hopefully he will be able to be ready for this game coming Thursday night. This is his second season, right? Sanborn and Murray, they are two veteran linebackers that we seen play for other teams. I think Sanborn is very familiar with Matt Eberflus' system, so we're going to have to make sure that is ready. As well as Clark, he's going up against some big boys down inside. So I need Osa to win his one-on-ones. I need Sam Williams to play like his hair's on fire, right? And hopefully Sam Williams can get some things moving and grooving for us. Keep in mind, last year, he said 75% of the defense, that's from not Matt Eberflus, but from Mike Zimmer, he said 75% of his defense was going to be predicated upon of what they were going to do with Sam. So Sam is in a contract year. So if Sam is ready to prove and showcase to the world that he can get things moving, then that's a plus for us, right? But shout out to everybody, man, for tuning in. I think Terrence Smith, he gave a donation. He says, I think we failed to realize we wasn't even using Micah, right? And he averaged 13 sacks a season. The right defensive coordinator is going to have him looking crazy in a good way. I wish we would have hired Rex a few years ago to see it here. Yeah. So it's going to be a thing, man, of how we're going to look at that. And we'll find out down the stretch, man, who made the right decision, who made the wrong decision. But the ultimate decision will always be the Dallas Cowboys, silver and blue, till we stay true. And we're going to continue to support this team, even though it's been a 30-year drought, 30-season drought. It's going to be a thing that we still here for this team, regardless of the situation. Don't y'all give up. Don't y'all quit. But it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be angry. Gene, with the doggone claws coming out. It pained Wolverine to kill Gene on one of them X-Men movies. I forgot which one it was. But he was the only one that could climb up to her and stab her with them hooks or claws. And for those who's here watching this, we are the only ones who can live through the moments of the Cowboys front office decisions and still be rooting for the Cowboys. Now, we may have some artifacts with Michael Parsons stuff on it. As of today, it may be worth just as much as a $3 bill. You bet that right, Alex. The Packers won't win the Super Bowl. They better not win no Super Bowl. And to be fair, the damn time that they won the Super Bowl, I was in very pain, turmoil. Because it was the Packers versus the Steelers in Dallas. In Dallas. I was like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. The last time they did win the Super Bowl, we was in pain. Parsons is the ops now. Let's say, yes, you're right. He's public enemy number one. Law, I lived through 1 in 15.
Jose Rodriguez, $19.
Let's the AI speak.
Law, I lived through 1 to 15. I'm a maker it through this. DC4L.
We are nowhere clear or close to that 1 in 15 team, by the way. We are a whole Lot better than that 1-15 team, by the way. Eric, y'all better figure out a way to stop us, man. Now you don't know who to stop on defense. Yeah, Eric, old head, young bull. Y'all don't know who to stop on defense. That's the element of surprise. We Superman now without the cape. We don't need it. We Batman now without the tools. We just know karate. You don't know who we got over here. We Nightwing, pair of wings. We don't know what kind of wings we gonna bring. Yes, this the last stance, baby. X-Men the last stance. Stand, yeah. So y'all don't know who we got. Y'all don't know which way to go. But ladies and gentlemen, as we depart, if I offended anyone, can y'all please be just offended today? Can y'all please just be that, you know? But before I rock and roll up out of here, there's a video that I want you guys to watch. I want you guys to participate in watching. Leave me your comments down below. Let's continue to grind and shine. And I'm going to send that video over here. We're going to drop it in the chat area. That's the next video. There we go. Watch that one. Let me know how y'all feel. We're not folding up like wallets nor lawn chairs. We don't have to like every decision that this front office is doing. No one leave their home because we having potato salad today. You know, you don't just leave your house, burn it down. Oh, potato salad, let me go. No, you continue to fight and figure out ways, baby. I don't think that we are a non-win team, Alex. We're going to win 10 plus games. I think we are. Ain't that right, Coach? AJ Jones, I see you in the chat. It could be worse. No one knows. That's what makes football great. That's what makes the United States great. No one knows. Here today, gone tomorrow. Zero to hero. You gotta let somebody else. You gotta let somebody else stand tall or not at all. Heart, soul, and determination. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs, right? But what about when you're up against your struggles? Meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet, and take a brace. And when it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim. But don't let your nerves desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If worse is bound to happen in spite of all that you do, remember, running from it will not save you. You can't run from September the 4th. Embrace it, run to it. Even then, with troubles may be beset. Remember, you facing what other legends have met. Emmitt Smith, Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Jimmy Johnson. To this point in degree, Jerry Wayne Jones. So keep your head high all the way through the finish. See this thing through. See it all the way through. Let's be locked, load, and ready. This is Eagles Hate Week. Let's continue to grind and shine. It's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's get it, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. Let's go.
Time to run it up. I wake up.
Roll.
I wake up. Flex on down now. Check. No drip this. Wet.
Tell 'em run it up.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But
Road to 6. We still on that road, right? Come on. Eagles hate week. Eagles hate week. But first I. Time to hate, baby.
Savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me.
Come on.
I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on with it, baby. Shout out to your Cowboys nature. You got us the poet. Shout out to you, Daniel M.
No sleep, no
come on.
Rest. Might crash, might
help them birds.
First die,
stretch.
Tell them run it off. I wake up, thumb down, now check. No drip, this. Tell them run it off. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first die, tell them run it off. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to
Philly.
Call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry.
Come on.
Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain.
Oh, man. Come on, Reginald. All of this wishful thinking about Eagles, we are nowhere set up for success like the Philly after getting rid of Micah. Who are you worried about Philly on defense? Boy, you're going to make me go a whole nother 4 hours over here. Who you worried about Philly on defense? Who you worried about? Jalen Carter? Hold on. Who you worried Reginald? Who you worried? Now, if I'm not mistaken, hold on. Let me get back to this. It's not like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around this globe, it's not like we didn't see Jalen Carter. It's just not. His first time in Philly wasn't last year, wasn't it? I mean, come on. Let me know. Let me know if I'm lying. His first time in Philly wasn't last year. Who else we worried about? Who we worried about on defense? I mean, we faced Philly defense before when they had Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, when they had all of these weapons, all of these pieces on defense. They had a younger slate. Quinyon Mitchell and Odor Jackson doesn't equate to the younger version of Slay. Who we worried about? Wishful thinking. They think they got high on sauce because they thinking that we going to roll up in there battered and bruised. No, we rolling in there armed and ready. Armed and dangerous. Let us be healthy. Let us be healthy, shoot. Boy, we gonna break them off something. Give me my theme music. Yes, indeed. We gonna be ready. Yeah, we gonna be ready. No, I'm talking about Fletcher Cox throughout his entirety of his career. Ford was here when he was here, and when he was there. They always had top 5 defense at some point or factor. Don't get it twisted. We can be angry and upset. Eagles always had A.J. Brown and Smitty and Jalen Hurts. They always had that offensive line. They didn't have always Saquon Barkley, though. There should be no excuses for the Eagles. There should be 0 excuses for the Eagles. Y'all think I'm finna fold up like a wallet in a lawn chair because Michael Parsons not here? Man, get out of here. Time to rally up. We were beating the Eagles before Parsons got here. And we gonna be beating the Eagles after he's gone. And they gonna fear us in the physical form. Let it be known we troublesome, baby. Remember, This week, I don't want to hear no bead of confidence made for the Eagles. C-Lo's, he says, boy, made law stop the credits. Yes, indeed. I needed that one, though. I needed that wishful thinking thought. I needed that one. Sometimes you need somebody to push you to the edge. And then you realize, play your tune, I follow. Wherever you go, whatever you do, play your tune. If a paper crane can fly, then Pirelli doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly. Check out Trench Warfare video. It's on my YouTube. Be sure to check them out. Here it is right here. There's the link. Fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on. And remember, you're listening